Gamer time.
Welcome to the McDonCast.
No.
Yep.
Gamer time now.
No, gamer time died when gamer.
The podcast is now gamer time.
There's no. We don't allow gamers in here. There's no gamers allowed. We got a strict no gamers policy.
We've established it before.
Which is why we have gaming.
This is why. Yeah, that's why we have gaming news. Let's keep the gamers out.
They would hate that if they saw that we were covering
You
gaming.
put gaming news first.
Okay, everyone knows gamers are the most oppressed group in society.
No, Sam, we put gaming news first. That way we leave before everything else.
Exactly. We don't want them intermingling with the movieers.
Or the disgusting TV boys.
Maybe
Your
we-
TV boy get out.
You know, maybe we should do like 3 podcasts. Like 3 distinct podcasts.
Like H3H2, where they make 3, but they're all basically the same.
No. One is called games. One is called TV.
And one
One
is called
movies.
One is called free movies. Here, click now. And
I mean,
every episode is titled.
We could just split each episode into 3 different episodes.
Maybe for you.
And then we'd actually be able to use the banners as well.
Yes.
But then we can't reference anything we talk about in the first part.
Nah, that's okay.
Wait, what?
Annoying. Like if we talk about something during gaming, and then we keep talking about it later during...
Why would we split it into 3 podcasts though?
No, like if I just cut the games and made it its own
Well, that's
episode, and
'cause-
cut the TV and made it its own
Because
episode.
what if people only want to come for movies?
Then they can just skip the
That's
gaming.
pretty
part.
hard though.
No, it isn't.
We don't put time
You could just put
stamps.
chapter times. It's
Yeah,
probably
I
easier.
don't know how to do that.
That's easier than rendering 3 different videos and posting them all in one day.
Well, no, you just cut each part. It's not important. Okay, anyways. What do we got first in gaming news? Square announces Life is Strange True Colors. This is the 3rd Life is Strange game, right?
Who knows? Everyone stopped caring
The
after
first
the first
one, the girl did time travel and was sad. The second one, the kid was telekinetic and was sad. And then this one,
Do you get 2 burgers?
I don't know what their powers
They're
are.
tiny.
But I'm willing to bet they're
It's
sad.
Pretty small.
Patrick, did you see the original Life is Strange or did you play it?
Nope. I don't do games.
He's not a gamer.
Well, it's not really a game. It was more just a movie that people would watch on YouTube over the course of several hours.
I don't do games.
But I mean,
Oh,
the first
also,
one was good. It's just
Along with this, Square
nothing-
Enix says they are not. There was rumors that they were maybe potentially being sold. They said they're not. They said no selling for
Sold
us.
to who?
There was rumors that they were just like talking to companies about
Oh.
being sold.
Hmm.
But they said nope, we ain't getting sold, which makes sense. They don't have any reason to. I can't. Like I don't think they're in any sort of financial trouble.
Yeah, they don't. There's no sign. Well, maybe after Avengers they might be, but other than that, they should be fine. Anyways, next we have Sony decides to continue supporting the PS3 and PS Vita online stores until further notice. So earlier, I think last week,
Yeah.
they announced that they were shutting down the PS Vita and PS3 stores. And then I guess Twitter did its thing and got super upset and sad about it, so they were like, okay, fine. Keep the servers online for a little while longer.
Honestly, they could just close these today and just not tell anyone.
And
no one would know.
notice or care.
It would be like, hey, I think
The
they
3
did that.
Vita owners are sad.
No, Papa would be sad, even though he already
No.
played like every game on there.
He hates the PS Vita because they didn't put any games on it.
And also the storage format's terrible.
Yeah.
And we told him to get a better console, but he won't.
I told him to get a Switch Lite, and he's like, no. I want to play something that's like a Switch Lite, but worse.
I want to play this where it's.
Oh, also
16
PS3
frames per
stores.
second.
Guys, move on.
Yeah. We're on the 5 now, in case you haven't heard.
We're on 5. I know you can still buy Grand Theft Auto on all 3 of them. The same game.
It's the same game.
Patrick, you want a chicken nugget?
Yeah.
There.
Free nog.
Patrick didn't want any food today, so now he's begging for food. Alright, what's next? Horizon Zero Dawn is free on PS5 and PS4 until May 14th. That's actually pretty cool. I would download
Yeah,
that
they,
if I had one of those.
Sony is occasionally putting out games for free because if they're like play at home and issues.
Did you already have Horizon Zero Dawn?
I already bought it on Black Friday for like $9.
Do they have an equivalent to Game Pass?
They do, but it's much
It's really,
worse.
really, really bad. It's not nearly as good. Like their version of Game Pass has a bunch of like really crappy games on it and like a bunch of their retro games.
Apple Arcade.
Whereas like the Xbox one has like every AAA release that they do. So Yeah.
And also a bunch of library
If
stuff.
you have an Xbox and you don't have Game Pass, you're stupid. If you have a PlayStation and you don't buy whatever theirs is, PS Live or something.
PS Plus.
If you have a PlayStation and you buy PS Plus, you're a moron.
Same thing, sure, moron. If you do that. All right. I had a different thought. Oh, right. You'll notice that Sony, they never make a big deal about these free games.
Yeah, because they don't want people buying them.
They're like, hey, this is happening.
Don't tell anyone.
Don't tell anyone. Yeah, they
don't want anyone to know about
they've
this.
occasionally been like throwing out new free games like over the past year.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first one I've heard about in a while, though. I know they put out the first Injustice for free, and
I think they did the first Spider-Man too.
and Ninjago, the Lego game, out for free, but that game was
What? No one got
terrible
that one.
garbage. Just the worst game ever.
Yeah, probably no one downloaded that one.
What are talking about? That's the best game I've ever heard of.
Yeah, I don't.
Also, speaking of Game Pass, there is rumors that it's coming to Switch again, because Phil Spencer had a Switch in the background of a video he made.
Yeah. There's been rumors for that coming to Switch for a long time.
I think if it did, they'd probably announce that at E3, which we know they're going to be that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
so-
I would totally be down for Xbox Game Pass on Switch. I mean, more games for Switch.
I mean, they've already been testing out streaming games on Switch with Hitman 3 and Control, so I wouldn't be shocked if there was more of that.
Yeah, I
in
mean,
general.
we know it's possible.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. Next, Discord shutting down talks with Microsoft.
They're saying no, we're not getting sold.
Dang,
That's
that's
good.
Thank God.
Do you want Microsoft to ruin Discord like Skype?
Yeah, I'm just surprised that such a big deal just collapsed like that. I mean, it's good because Discord is great.
I think it was another public backlash thing.
Yeah.
They probably were like, we don't want.
Discord is so good that they don't make any money, and they're trying to figure out how to exist with their current user base without just not existing.
Yeah, I have
They
no
should be
idea.
like-
What do they? How do they like? What do they sell?
Users
Discord Nitro.
Which
You know what
I-
Discord Nitro is?
Nope.
Yeah, neither does anyone else. But what it allows you to do is
See why they desperately.
if you ever screen share on Discord,
Mm-hmm.
it's 720p at 30 FPS. If you want it to be higher than that, you need Discord Nitro. That is the only difference
Totally
that I
not
have
worth
ever
it.
come across. But I know for
It's
some people
$10 a month, like
for some people that run servers, it's worth it because like it gives you a lot of like mod tools and stuff. But like for a normal person, it's not worth it at all. All right, what's next?
There's a new Switch Lite color.
Yeah, so earlier this week, Nintendo Switch Pro was trending on Twitter, and I clicked on it expecting there to be a trailer or news on the Switch Pro, and no, it was just people complaining because they announced a blue Switch Lite and not a Switch Pro. So,
Guys, just a free tip, internet. There can be two things at once.
it turns out two things can exist at one time.
Just so you know, developing an entirely different variation of a console and painting something blue
It's
are
a
not
very
the
different
equivalent.
process.
Like, it's not like.
so now they got turquoise, gray, yellow, coral, and blue, and the only good ones are gray and coral.
Turquoise is the best one. We all know
That
this.
is objectively false.
Turquoise is the best color.
You're forgetting yellow?
Yellow is not good.
Blue is ugly. And
It's like you're playing with a corn
Why
cob.
is
The,
it there?
the pink one is the worst one.
Pink one.
That's coral.
That's the worst one.
No, it's not. It's the best one.
Anyway,
No,
Yeah.
the best one is the
So-
Pokemon one.
Nintendo sells two things now: the Switch Lite. And
Yeah,
the
so
Switch,
I did like how
and
it,
compare.
I did like how the color kind of looks like the GameCube colors. I don't know if that was on purpose, but it looks.
remember a little bit.
Yeah, it's like the same as the GameCube colors.
No, I just find it funny that people treat it like there's one person that works at Nintendo, and because they'll announce like a new like smaller eShop game, and then everyone's like, "Why aren't you making Breath of the Wild 2?" And I'm like, they're doing that as well.
It's a totally
They're
unrelated
a real,
thing.
they're a real big company. They do multiple things at once.
Yeah,
No, they can't do that. That's wrong.
but yeah, that's great. I mean, I don't know why they released a purple Switch and they're calling it blue.
They
Just call
do-
it
It's
purple.
pretty blue.
It's like definitely
Well,
purple.
have you seen it?
That's pretty
purple.
blue.
That's purple, my god.
It's a little purpley. It's pretty blue.
It's like indigo.
It is
Oh.
also funny that Apple did also release a purple iPhone. Right at the same time they released a purple Switch.
I think Apple's purple looks better.
Apple Switch crossover.
Nintendo being bought by Apple?
The what?
Coincidence?
Put that
I
in
think
the
not.
title.
Yeah, I'll put that in the title.
Yeah, Apple's purple looks a lot better.
Well, yeah, because it's actually trying to be purple. It's not trying to be blue.
Yeah.
Anyways, Luigi added to Lego Mario, or at least if you update the firmware on your Lego Mario figure, he will occasionally say, "Where's Luigi?"
Yay.
They officially announced it today.
Oh, it's today?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know
Look, it's Luigi.
There were a bunch of toy leaks on like the websites that leak toys.
Lego keeps leaking stuff. Lego leaked some information about Lego figures based off Disney Plus shows.
Lego has leaked every single set that they had planned this year.
Honestly, okay, their Shang-Chi set was leaked before the trailer, which we'll talk about later. If the Eternals Lego sets have been leaked.
Trailer. It's just. It's
Now,
like a Karate Kid.
We'll talk about it later. But they leaked their Shang-Chi set, their Eternals set. I wouldn't be shocked if there was a Spider-Man No Way Home set leak here in a few weeks.
No, that one already leaked too.
Was that leaked too?
Yeah, no, it only had the regular Spider-Man in it, so I don't know if there's any useful information there, but
Point is, Lego, get your stuff together, guys.
yeah.
Oh,
What are you
and-
doing?
No, and Marvel Legends leaked Shang-Chi figure.
But yeah,
I mean that's not nearly as important.
they leaked it like
Yeah,
three.
but no,
They leaked it like 3 days before the trailer.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So Lego just leaking literally everything. They also leaked all their anniversary Ninjago sets.
They really need to get it together.
I think
over
they're
there,
doing a
Lego.
special documentary about it too.
They
On the
they
leaks
leaked
or on
all
the
the
Ninjago?
On Ninjago.
Star Wars.
That'd be cool. I'd
They
watch
leaked
that.
a lot of Star
Because
Wars.
it's their 10-year
stuff, too.
anniversary, I think,
It's crazy that Ninjago's been around for 10 years.
and it was supposed to end after 2.
I was in 3rd grade when it came, or 2nd grade when it came out.
I was.
Oh dang! iPad Pro has
No.
a.
I was alive. I was just really
Is,
small.
You were
the
like
base
4.
model's more powerful than the base
was like
MacBook
3.
Air. 'Cause it
We're not on
has-
tech
We'll get
time
there,
yet.
Patrick. We'll get there. You're just jumping all over the docket today.
Docket. Gotta follow the topic. Jeez.
We gotta keep it organized. How are our viewers gonna know what's what?
Sam, did you watch the Indie World Showcase?
I did watch the Indie World Showcase and the.
Anything neato happening over there?
They announced Oxenfree 2. That was like the big one.
I've heard of that game.
They announced a game where it's like they announced some like platformers. It's just indie games.
Yeah.
A couple of them looked cool. Most of them.
I
looked
think Cadence of
lame.
Hyrule has a free demo out.
I really want them to make another Bubsy 3D game.
That's great.
I'm
That's
just
cool, man.
crying.
All right.
No more Lavo.
Labo has been taken off the Switch website. So,
Oh, no.
except for the 3D kit. The 3D kit is still on the
The
website.
VR kit.
Yeah, the VR kit.
Not the $80.
But yeah, so
cardboard.
the $80 cardboard is no longer on the Switch website.
Or
So
would be sad.
rip everyone who wanted to play cardboard piano. on the
Obviously,
Switch.
this
Just
was
buy
not
Ring
nearly the
Fit.
hit that
It's way
Nintendo
better.
wanted.
It was a bad idea.
I don't know why they
from the
expected
start.
it to do that.
It's so sad.
Like guys, the guy who came up with that. Okay, so it's not illegal to be publicly intoxicated in Japan. So the guy who came up with that's yeah. The guy who came up with this just stumbled into the office, just totally blasted when it was like, guys. Okay, I took my Switch and I put it in a cardboard box, and then I was like, what if it's a motorcycle? And then everyone was like, yes, put that in production, $80 right now, go make a piano.
I
Also,
think it was more like Nintendo when we're doing so well with this Switch thing. What if we literally sold cardboard to people?
nothing can go wrong. I'm gonna sell you paper.
Cardboard go vroom.
All right, that's it for gaming news.
Oh wait, no, there's one more thing. It's not on here. On the Nintendo website, the render for Diddy Kong.
Oh yeah, it
Was
was
it
updated. It's more high.
So
res.
he has like more
It's
realistic
up-
fur, and it's in like 4K, and it's like just an updated asset. So we don't know what that means. Maybe there's gonna be a new Donkey Kong announcement. I'm not sure yet.
Okay, it's Donkey Kong's 40th anniversary. We don't know what's coming later this year. I think it's the perfect time for a new Donkey Kong.
Yeah, it's
game.
been since Tropical Freeze, and that wasn't even that was a port of the Wii U
That
game.
game was
Yeah.
okay.
Well, Tropical Freeze originally came out like 7 years ago now.
Yeah,
It's been a while. It's been a while since we got that.
Remember
Donkey
because
Kong.
if Rare's good at anything, it's making games, or is it Retro that does?
Retro did Returns and Tropical Freeze.
Yeah.
But Rare did the original.
And Retro's been hard at work making.
Retro is getting its stuff
Oh,
together.
okay. This is also gaming related, but it has now officially been longer since Nintendo announced that they gave over Metroid Prime 4 to Rare than it was from the time when they initially announced it to the announcement that they gave it to Rare.
I say it's about time we see another teaser.
We need
Even if
something.
It's obviously not. I don't even think it's coming out.
Release the title of it. Just give us.
They're
something.
still hiring people for it. I think 2023 is a more reasonable release projection
Well, but they also hired a bunch of voice actors too, and that's usually something you do towards the end.
for video games. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I think cinematic teaser for E3 this year. Just give fans something. And
Because
then,
like otherwise, people are just gonna forget about the game.
I don't think we'll see gameplay until next year.
Mm-mm.
Which I think is what most people are wondering is what they're going to do about the shooting mechanics in those games.
For context, when Metroid Prime 4 was initially announced, that was the same day that Bayonetta 3 was initially announced.
No. Metroid Prime 4 was announced.
They were announced the same day,
No, it wasn't.
in the same presentation.
No.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. Metroid was announced at E3 2017. Bayonetta was announced at the Game Awards of that same year, which was in December.
Yeah, so it's the same. That doesn't matter. My point is,
It's just 6 months apart.
they started developing the game, scrapped it, gave it to another studio,
Yeah.
and then started it from scratch. In the same time that Bayonetta 3 has done something.
When they announced
I'm a
Bayonetta
teenager
3,
at the
I'm
time
pretty
that
sure they
it
hadn't
came
even
to
started
Metroid.
on it yet.
I'm pretty sure that the
Now-
director of the game didn't even know it was announced yet.
Because, like, even people keep asking about it, and they're just like, guys, stop. It's not anytime soon. Leave us alone. Like, it's going to be a while before we see that. Bayonetta 3 and Metroid Prime 4, I think, are going to be end-of-Switch lifecycle games.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
Yeah, well, especially since Metroid was announced in the first year of the Switch's life, and will probably come out in the last 2 years of its life.
It made
Yeah.
it, and
But yeah, Metroid... Oh, Diddy Kong. I was going to say, because it was Diddy Kong's render that was updated, I don't know if it's a new Donkey Kong game. I do think it could be a new Diddy Kong
Diddy
racing.
It's not a... What?
why
I'm
would
just
they
saying.
make
They're not going to make a new racing game when Mario Kart exists.
But
Yeah.
there hasn't been a Mario Kart.
You don't want to cannibalize
10
those
years?
Mario Kart
Yeah,
sales.
well, like, everyone wants a new Mario Kart.
Plus, Mario Kart 8 is now the best-selling racing game of all time in
that's
America.
the thing. They're not going to make a new Mario Kart on the
Yeah,
console. They're just going to keep selling this one. So, if they made a new Diddy Kong Racing...
No.
And no one would
No
still
one
buy
would
it.
care.
Just
Yeah,
keep buying Mario
huge
Kart.
hit.
Remember when they made SpongeBob or whatever, the
Shush.
Nickelodeon kart racing?
That was Nickelodeon Kart Racing. Anyway,
Yeah, and no one bought it. Who would?
I mean...
No one bought that because it's terrible,
It
not
could
because
all.
of Mario
It
Kart.
could also just be that Nintendo is using new models for their website.
Yeah.
Like the models for the website are usually like the highest definition ones they have.
Mhm.
So it could just be that.
Alright. Anyways, moving on to TV news. HBO Max confirms spin-off of Batman show that
Oh,
will focus
Batman.
more on Commissioner Gordon.
Is it animated?
No, this is the live-action GCPD show, which is going to be in the Batman universe of the movie The Batman.
Yeah, they also confirmed...
Not Batman, not Batman Begins. The Batman.
The new Batman.
Yeah, the new Batman. The one that the other spin-off show universe is
You know
part
what
of.
they should make? Another animated Batman movie.
Okay, shut up, Max.
Yeah,
No.
Max. Shut
No,
up.
at first people were like, it's gonna be about just like the GCPD in general,
Mhm.
probably based off the comics, but they're saying it's gonna really just be like more about Commissioner Gordon, which makes sense. He's the main guy.
Mhm.
I think. What do you think, like villain wise, could show up in this show?
Regular robbers.
They could do Riddler.
I feel.
Or, alternatively, regular murderers.
Well, because this show is set in year 1, and then the Batman movie will be set in year 2 of his career.
Mhm.
So I think I think we'll see like the Penguin. I think he could show up in this.
We get a new villain?
I think it'll probably mostly be mob stuff is what it'll be about.
Yeah, if it's mob stuff, it'll definitely be Two-Face.
Because Gotham police stuff is usually focused on like the corruption in Gotham police
Yeah.
from all the mob families paying them. So I think that'll be the main focus of
Yeah,
it.
it'll just be Penguin and
Two-Face won't show up. Riddler's not going to show up. I think Riddler.
Yeah, because Riddler's gonna be in the.
I think
new
it would be
Batman.
cool
Yeah.
if it was just like a mystery, just a mystery thriller.
No, because they're already doing that with Batman, the new Batman.
Yeah, but no, they're not.
I think it'll be about them.
That's what they're trying to do.
No, it isn't. Have you seen the trailer?
Yes.
I think it's
The
mostly
one where Batman punches a dude to death. Does that look like a mystery thriller to you? No.
Yeah. They
No,
have
it
a bunch
doesn't.
of clues on a board with the yarn.
That's what makes it a mystery movie.
No, I
Batman
think
puts a tack in it.
I think that this. I don't know if that like what the overarching story of this will be, but I think again it'll mostly be
Alfred
a
becomes a
plot.
supervillain.
And I think there will be one Batman cameo in one episode.
He'll be in the last
He'll
episode.
be in the last episode of the season, and he'll go, "Hi everyone, it's me, Batman, from
Hi,
the movie
Bat.
The Batman.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Me llamo
Come see
Spanish
the
Batman.
movie, The Batman.
Come see the movie The Batman in theaters now.
It's all about the Batman.
It's all about
Right.
me, the Batman."
New Avatar series announced exclusively on their YouTube channel, debuting on Earth Day 2021. So that's 2 days from now.
Is it just gonna be like
What?
a one episode special thing or something?
We have no idea.
Oh.
It was on their
What?
Twitter account.
Is Netflix still doing that Avatar thing? I thought they were doing something.
What are you talking about?
You know, I thought Netflix was
We're
doing
not
that.
talking about that right now. We're talking about this. We're talking about that later.
Bring it up. It's related to.
Also, yes, they're still doing that.
Well, I was on it.
What?
So.
Yeah. You didn't see that announcement?
Also, we should get Netflix again.
I get. Oh no, it's not like an actual Avatar.
Yeah, it's a mini
show.
series.
No, it's not even that. It's like a discussion. It's like a panel show
You're a panel.
where it's like a bunch of people and they sit on a Zoom call and they go, "Avatar's cool, right?"
And then the
Now, a bunch of
people,
supposed
like,
titles
yes.
for their shows did leak. Like for their upcoming Avatar Studios shows, I don't have it in the docket. But I mean, they look fine.
Avatar.
Like there's one that's
the
like,
first Airbender.
there's one called like Azula, the Last Ronin, which would
Oh,
I
that'd be
assume
cool.
continue the story of Azula after episode 4
Yeah, they should do more stuff about like.
or season 3.
They should do more stuff about like
Um,
the inside of the Fire Nation.
There's one called like Wan and the War between whatever the two spirits were.
No.
Which I assume would be the war that he died in at the end
Oh, we
of, like
looked
in his
at
flashback in
recent
Korra.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, there's just a bunch of titles, supposed titles, got leaked for Avatar Studios stuff. We have no idea if any of those are true.
I don't know if they even have titles yet.
Yeah, I don't even. Honestly, I don't. I think they're not even in like the.
I
development
don't
section.
think they're even writing.
I think they're just coming up with ideas for
You
shows.
think
right
they
now.
would lie?
I
to
think
us?
Nickelodeon just Paramount came to them and went, "We need stuff for our streaming service. Can you just start developing like 6 things?"
And they were like,
Sure.
You guys know how
Alright.
Disney Plus made a million shows? Yeah, do that.
All right,
Yeah.
moving on. Next thing.
Oh, okay. Lord of the Rings, the TV series for Amazon, which is supposed to come out this year at some point, set in the Second Age of Middle Earth. It's a prequel to The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. It's reportedly costing $465 million for the first season alone, which is doubling the previous
Which
record
means it's
holder for
gonna
most
be
expensive
good.
television series of all time,
money equals good.
What was the previous record?
WandaVision.
Oh, that makes sense.
WandaVision was $200 million for the entire show.
Why was it so much?
This is
Because the
$465
effects,
million
the
dollars for the
episodes.
entire show. Just because a lot of people were comparing it to Game of Thrones.
So they doubled the budget of WandaVision, which was basically double the budget of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, so Game of Thrones, a lot of people were talking about that because like
It was 10
Remember
million.
when
It was
used to
10
be
million per
most
episode, and they had
expensive?
eight episode seasons
Yeah.
on average.
it was like a medieval dragon and stuff, so people were comparing them. Game of Thrones season 8 cost $100 million to make.
Look up the budget of the last Hobbit movie, because I'm curious.
It's gonna be more than that.
Yeah, I'm just curious to see what it is.
But they made all 3 of those at the same time, so Battle of the Five Armies budget.
I'm sure my English.
$191 million.
Yeah, so it's double the cost of their
Oh
last
no, that's
movie.
Desolation of Smog. I want Battle of the Five Armies.
It's small. Not small.
Somewhere between $250 to $300 million.
Okay, so it's about the same.
It's more than even that.
How much did it cost to make Endgame?
More.
A
than
lot.
that.
Over $300 million. But that's
lots of money.
that was probably Disney lowball.
Yeah.
Big.
356 million.
Yeah.
That's a cheap one.
Yeah, but
compared to this,
like
But they're not expecting this to
Well, 'cause
make
this is-
over $1 billion.
this is yeah. Well, and
this
this
is a show
for Amazon Prime,
for
which
Amazon.
everyone already has for free.
Amazon, like, obviously Lord of the Rings is a huge thing, and like it was super expensive, but like
That's expensive.
what is costing this much money?
Yeah.
Maybe they're making some.
Because I can't.
Maybe they
top
spend all
cost.
this money genetically creating actual elf-human hybrids
Well,
to play the elf characters in the movie.
You know, imagine if Amazon
I don't-
donated this
They
money
gave
to
a guy serum
like
to make
poor
many
people.
golems.
or
I
something.
don't know what could possibly.
They are using
cost this
actual cybernetic orc people to play the orcs.
much. There's not even
I'm glad they're being true to the
Tolkien's vision.
Yes.
is he dead?
He's been dead for like 60
Okay,
years.
that's what I thought.
No, but
But he's alive in our hearts.
if you go back to those original Lord of the Rings movies, they don't even look that dated at all. Like they look perfectly fine.
Well,
And it's not
most
like
of the effects were practical.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't see this show being more than 8 episodes. So if this was 20 and it was had the same budget as Game of Thrones, that makes sense because it's just more.
Mm-hmm.
But this is gonna be the same amount,
Yeah.
and I have no what are you
Well, I guess
possibly
when you have-
animating?
I
that
guess
costs
when you
that
have unlimited money, maybe
I
they're
mean, yeah.
animating the whole thing. Everything.
There's
Maybe
just-
nothing is practical.
there's not even any huge actors in it. They're all television actors,
Yeah. I don't know. Whatever they're doing, it better be
What?
impressive.
and I guess New Zealand must be really expensive to shoot in. And this is $465 without the cost of what it was to get the rights to Lord of the Rings for Amazon, which was by itself another $200 million.
Who used to have the rights?
I think New Line had it.
Yeah, but
Had
where
the
was it?
television.
Where did it live?
It's owned by the estate of Tolkien.
Yeah.
It's not. There's no company that owns it.
There's no.
The films were made by New Line because they were licensed to
Because it
them.
was licensed. Yeah.
So I don't.
Interesting.
But they're also planning 5 whole seasons of the show in total,
And a spin-off series.
and a spin-off series.
So they're pulling a full Game of Thrones here.
Yeah.
So, the good news is most people can watch it if they want to.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much everyone will be able to watch it.
But
No one
who's
will,
going?
because no one actually uses Amazon Prime Video. But,
Saying they used
Everyone
to
has
watch
the
the
opportunity.
boys.
yeah, that's it.
I think people will watch.
Everyone
this.
watched The Boys, and that's it.
I think people will watch this show.
They probably will.
I think most people will watch the pilot, and then if that's not good, they'll stop.
Yeah.
But Lord of the Rings,
They
is,
should just stop before they start.
it never feels like Lord of the Rings is as big as it actually is because it's we don't get a Lord of the Rings movie every 3
Yeah.
years. But if you even look at the Hobbit movies, which weren't popular, almost all of them were close to making $1 billion. I
Yeah.
think the first one did. It's a pretty big thing.
Yeah, I mean, of course it's a big franchise, but this is crazy.
There's gonna be a huge,
When you're outspending Star Wars, yet you're doing crazy.
there's gonna be a huge marketing budget for this too.
Yeah.
They're gonna market the crap out of this thing. The Boys had a giant marketing budget, and then it won't even be close to what they're gonna do for this.
Yeah.
So find out if that pays off.
Just plaster it over Amazon. People use
I
that.
can't wait for the
website
bus
anyways.
ads. I love those are my favorite ads for movies. Is when they just slap the sticker on a bus.
Prime Video.
It is the best looking kind of ad.
Unhinged is on Prime.
What is Unhinged?
That's the Russell Crowe movie where he is an angry driver.
Oh, that's right. That was in theaters.
That wasn't theaters. All right, moving on. Olivia Colman from All a Million Things, from winning every award, is in talks to join Secret Invasion, the Disney Plus show. I like how we're just getting legitimately good, big, popular, award-winning actors.
Yeah, that's interesting.
For Disney Plus shows.
Disney Plus is.
I mean, they got
They
Elaine
got all-
from
I'm pretty sure
Seinfeld in
I'm
the
pretty
last
sure Olivia
episode.
Colman's won 2 Oscars.
Probably.
But Disney has unlimited money. If you didn't know. They got the Disney money flow.
Oscar.
I mean, there's.
Yeah.
We don't even know if this is confirmed.
She's won an Oscar and she's nominated.
What was the Oscar for?
The Favorite. That was 2019 when she won that.
John
But she's
Stamos-
nominated again this year.
John Stamos teaches girls basketball.
Yeah, they got Emilio Estevez in the Mighty Ducks show again. They got big talent.
They're doing big things over there at Disney.
Oh, they got Rio because they bought Blue Sky.
Oh.
And then closed
Oh, yeah.
Blue Sky.
That's so sad.
Um,
Rest in peace, Blue
Well,
Sky.
there was 2 casts. I guess we'll just do the other one now. Emilia Clarke is also apparently in talks to join the show.
Well, she's already part of the Disney system.
Yeah, once you're in that system.
Once you're in the Disney system,
you appear in
just
everything.
rotate.
Well,
yeah.
like Olivia,
she's gonna be in,
like that
the next Avengers.
like
It's only a matter of time until Daisy Ridley's in the next Avengers movie.
they should. I feel bad for her.
Yeah.
They should give her work. I don't want Chaos Walking to be her
Bro,
big send off.
She's never gonna have another job.
No, but like even that like the girl from Solo
You know what
is in
she
the
could-
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Daisy Ridley could do voice acting. Because you don't have to be in it.
Yeah.
You just are
Yeah.
the voice.
I think she'll. If they it's only a matter of time before they bring Rey back for a Disney Plus
I
thing.
mean, Daisy Ridley's also still young like that, like as a person. So
Yeah,
she still has plenty of time.
Yeah,
to
she
do
got plenty of time.
Yeah, and she's sitting on a few $1 million. Well, maybe not.
I don't know.
I don't
They
know.
probably didn't pay
They
her
probably
a whole
took
lot.
her. They probably took a large percentage.
Most of
of, like,
that
her
cash
agent.
probably went to like.
I think they only paid her like $400,000 for the first Star Wars, something like that.
Well, it's 'cause
Yeah,
she was
an
completely
unknown.
Yeah.
Most of that money went to Harrison Ford
As a driver.
to
job.
pay a guy to get him out of bed every morning.
What, and $7 million went to Mark Hamill for standing
For
there?
standing there. Mark Hamill was like, "I'll come back."
Hey,
Only
he
if I
put in
see-"
the work for that money, alright? He stood there like a champ.
But you know he worked out and everything, and then
Yeah, they had him lose
Which
a
is
bunch of
funny
weight.
because he had a robe on and look fat.
They were like, lose all this weight, and we're gonna put this big heavy robe on you, and then you're gonna stand there, and you're done. Then we're gonna kill your character off in the next movie.
and that's it.
And that's why he loved the sequels so much.
he
He's a big fan of the sequels.
He talks about
noted
it all
fan,
the time.
Noted fan of the sequels, Mark Hamill.
He really liked what they did with his character. You can
They
hear
thought
all
they
about it on his
utilized
He's
Twitter.
always
really
praising
well.
Ryan Johnson in interviews.
He's always praising Ryan. He loves Ryan.
That'd be funny if he was in a Knives Out
Oh
sequel.
my, you're so cool. You got 2 pop filters.
Well, that's not a pop filter. That's because of the fan.
They're both pop.
That'd be funny if he was in a Knives Out sequel.
That would be funny.
His
You know
pa-
what?
his
I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, I mean, Knives Out was good. The second
Mark
Star
Hamill,
Star Wars
though,
was not.
not very good actor.
Okay, I wouldn't mind Ryan Johnson directing more Star Wars as long as it was like his own thing.
If he comes up with his
and
own
not running
idea,
someone else's
Yeah,
film.
Yeah.
I want him to like come up with his own entire
Honestly, J.J. Abrams was a bad idea for the start of a new thing.
thing. He would have been a fun. He's not a bad Star Wars director. He's a bad Star Wars writer. And I've said this
Yeah.
a million times. If they would have literally gotten anyone else to write that Force Awakens movie, and he just directed it, it would have been
fine.
great.
I mean, it wasn't even
It
that
wasn't
bad.
even
I
that
remember
bad.
everyone liked it. Like,
Yeah.
it was generally accepted to be a decent Star
Yeah,
Wars.
I mean, the only real criticism of
Was that it
episode
was
7
episode 4.
was that it was similar to episode 4. And most
Well,
people were
people
okay
liked
with that
episode 4.
because it was the start of a new trilogy.
It was
and
we were
soft
like,
reboot.
okay,
that's how Star Wars always starts.
I want to see how this develops, and then it developed, and people.
If
didn't
it
want
don't
to
start
keep
with an
going.
orphan in a desert, it ain't a Star Wars movie.
And then they got to the third one, and they went, all right, JJ, you're not good at writing. What if you wrote this, and you wrote this with the guy who wrote Batman versus Superman?
But honestly, feel bad for my guy Chris Terrio.
I know. I want to see, like, I want to know which parts of the script were his,
Yeah.
and which part were JJ.
You know, I think he's a decent.
I don't want an
screenwriter.
extended cut of Rise of
Why not?
Skywalker.
It'd be so.
I want
The
JJ
pacing was
Abrams to
awful.
highlight all of his
His
things in the
dialogue in the
script,
script.
and then send it to me. That's all I
That's
want. I wrote this one. Good to know.
And I want to see how much of Chris Terrio's stuff was cut out.
I want the Terrio cut of Rise of Skywalker.
Terrio, you know you're not a director and you don't know how to edit movies, but how about
If you just edit this movie for us.
I hope if Disney or Warner Brothers takes anything away from the Snyder Cut, is just let the directors have more control. Let the writers do their thing.
no, Patrick?
Make the movies.
If
that
we
you wrote.
don't meddle in the picture, then how are we gonna know that this test screenings are gonna go well?
How are we gonna please the focus groups if the directors get to do whatever they want?
You're just gonna put it out there and hope for the best.
The children are too confused. We need to rewrite the entire script. The movie
Yeah.
comes out
Oh
in
my
2
God.
months.
The 2-year-olds that aren't as smart as the 5-year-olds don't understand. Redo it.
I
Simplify the script.
I wonder how bad it was before that.
Add more funny Olaf humor.
Add more Olaf
I mean,
jokes.
they did add the best scene in the movie, which is just Olaf recapping
The first movie.
Anyway.
Anyways,
Got
that's
off
a different
track.
rant altogether.
Ted Lasso, the best
Season
show on
2.
Apple TV Plus.
Yeah. So Ted Lasso, great show if you haven't seen it.
Just leave it open.
Apple
No,
Plus.
close it.
No.
Close the door.
Why?
Because audio. Close the door. Leave it closed. Okay.
Either stay in or leave.
It makes
Smells bad in here.
because then the sound echoes into the hallway. It makes it messes up the mics.
Smells bad in here.
Then leave.
Then don't sit in here. You
I don't want to be a part of the thing.
okay? Then don't complain.
But it smells bad in here.
Okay, then get out. You see how you're creating this problem?
No.
All right. Anyways,
It's him that smells bad.
You brought the smell with you,
No,
bro.
it smells like McDonald's in here. That's what I'm talking
that's because we all just ate McDonald's.
about. Yeah, I know.
Anyway, Ted
Anyways,
Lasso season 2. Good
Great
show.
show if you haven't seen it. It's on Apple TV Plus.
I know. You don't have it. And
I know you don't have it, but if you
Just
have,
buy a Mac or an iPad or a phone, and then you'll get it.
Or steal your grandma's.
it's really not that complicated when you think about it.
It's a pretty easy show to binge. It's 10 episodes. They're all like half an hour.
Notice
Yeah,
how
and they're all
much
really good.
Responsive.
Does Graham still have
website
Apple
is.
TV?
No.
Or did she get rid of it?
But no, she has an
You know,
Apple TV.
lag
That doesn't come with Apple TV.
Well,
Plus.
sometimes. Okay. Yeah, but season 2, there was a trailer. Looks just as good.
Yeah, it looks good. I
Looks
mean, it
fun.
just looks like more of the same.
Looks
so-
more the same. Obviously, this is season 2 of 3
Yeah,
because they're only making 3 seasons total.
which is, I mean, it's good to know that there's a definite plan for how the show's
Yeah.
supposed to go.
I'd rather them do that than like they're on season 7 and they're like,
yeah.
oh, he's still being wacky.
He's still doing the bits and the jokes.
Yeah, but yes, it's gonna premiere July 23rd. I believe it's the first 3 episodes coming on July 23rd, and then it's a weekly after that.
Yeah,
That's how Apple TV usually does their stuff.
so got high hopes for it.
Looking forward to it.
Hopefully, it's good as the
It was
first
the
season.
only show they showed a trailer for in Apple's presentation.
Yeah, Apple did a whole like hour-long presentation.
And they went,
They
we know you
talked
only
about-
care about this.
Yeah, that was the
Made
only
another
show they
one.
actually showed a trailer for.
What?
Heat Wave.
This is on there now?
Yeah.
That's on where?
Caravan of Courage is on.
And the other one.
Yeah, they added. We talked about this last week. They added.
Patrick, this one we talked about this
They
like
added
3
Caravan
weeks
of
ago.
Courage. They added the other Ewok movie. They added only the animated portion of the Star Wars Christmas
Yeah,
special,
the Faithful.
and they gave it a new title for some reason. And they added the
What are they gonna call it? The animated portion of the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Yeah.
No, they called it the Faithful Wookiee.
and they added the first original 2D animated Clone Wars show.
Well, that was like 3 weeks ago, Patrick. Keep up with the program.
I'm kept on it.
Heat Wave, the guy who plays Heat Wave on Legends of Tomorrow is leaving the show, making Sarah Lance the only character from the original Legends lineup to still be on
It's
the
the
show.
show of Theseus. It's how many pieces can you remove
Yeah.
and replace before it becomes just a different show?
There's one remaining character left.
There's one plank of wood on that ship left.
The ship itself is still there. That counts as a character.
Kinda. I mean, it's sinking pretty fast.
One of the actors is the same, but they're playing. No, that's not even true. It still has DC in the name. They don't use any DC characters or villains. Or
They're all either made
settings.
up or yeah, they're all made up.
They're all made up. The only one that they introduced the main cast that wasn't made up was Constantine, who's there for some reason.
Yeah,
But now Constantine's got his own show.
well, he had his own show before,
And then
Oh.
they used him in Arrow.
but I didn't. Was it part of the Arrowverse? I don't think it originally was.
No,
I think it
because
came,
it was
They
technically
merged.
before.
yeah, and it came out before Arrow did too.
It was on, and it aired on like NBC.
And then they just pulled that character and was like, no, guys, actually, it
Well,
is
they
the
were
same."
like, this actor's good as him. Just
So-
use him for Arrow.
Is it the
Guys,
same?
guys,
I think they said it's officially the same.
Yeah, I
when
mean-
Crisis happened.
He's always been just drunk Doctor Strange. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, that's
Anyway,
fun.
That's
no one
pretty,
watches this show. Who cares?
Yeah. 14 episodes in Bad Batch season 1. That's good news.
That's
I
12
wanted
weeks.
28.
Always like to hear more Star Wars.
That's 13 whole weeks of Star
I mean,
Wars.
that's more than
content.
season 8 of Clone Wars. That was like 8 episodes.
No,
Wait, how long
12
do we
weeks
have?
of Star Wars.
No, it
content.
was 12.
Was it
Or there
12?
were 3 arcs.
There were 12
I
episodes.
always forget that one arc in the middle where nothing happens.
That's because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Wait, were there 4 episode arcs?
Yeah, they were all 4 episode arcs. Starting in season 5.
Just
they-
don't watch
No,
that.
it started in season 4. They started doing the big arcs.
well, starting in season 5, they were all 4 episodes.
Yeah,
That's when they decided to make all
Seasons
4 episodes.
seasons 1 and 2, they like each episode was just like something.
There
random
was
that happened.
arcs, but some of them would be 2.
And some of them would also be split up.
Some
And then
would be
season
one-offs.
2 pretty much continued what was going on in season 1.
And then season 3.
Season 3, they started doing like
Like,
2 and 3 episodes.
Most of them were 2 and 3, and then 4 and 5 is when they
And
were
then
like,
they started-
everything's just
yeah.
4 episodes. Which means that epic droid storyline got to be 4 whole episodes.
God, you take a wild guess what George Lucas's favorite episode of the Clone Wars is.
Is it the droid one?
It's the droid one. He said that in an interview.
I love those droids.
Yeah, so my favorite episode of Star Wars is the one where they're just in the middle of the desert and they can't go anywhere and it's just a big black void and some droids and they're just like sitting there and that's my favorite one because it's really interesting to see the droids just be sitting there and then I'm like, I'm gonna go to McDonald's.
Can I go back to my food court?
Can I go back to McDonald's?
I usually have my
No, but
employee drop a
God, what?
No, but we're getting okay.
How do you look at the grand scope of Clone Wars, and arguably the best piece of Star Wars media that exists?
In like,
And you go-
at least in like 30 years.
You know what my favorite episode is? The one where the droids are running around by themselves with a frog in the desert. And there's no dialogue because none of them speak English except the frog.
Which is
You know those cool arcs where Darth Maul came back and the whole finale?
Remember,
Not droids.
remember when Order 66 happened and Ahsoka had to watch all of her friends that she spent years fighting alongside try to murder her? Remember that time
no,
Darth Maul
do
came
not
back to
recall.
life and killed Obi-Wan's ex-girlfriend?
Droids.
What? No, my favorite ones were the R2-D2 with the frog.
They steal a computer chip or something.
That's what George Lucas sounds like.
Anyway.
Anyways,
Yeah,
that's
so
just
obviously Bad Batch, the first week that it comes out, which is the week of May the 4th. There's 2 episodes on...
May the 4th be with you, my
Or
God.
there might be 2... There's a lot of it coming out on... They still like an hour-long
Yeah.
on that Tuesday, and then there's another episode that Friday, which is when they'll normally release episodes. So it's like 12 to 13 weeks of Star Wars show. That's good.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. Not all that excited, but hey, I'll watch it.
I'll watch it. Anything that's like basically just more
I
Clone
wish
Wars.
they would make more Star Wars animated stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it takes so long.
Not as long as it doesn't make live
Like
action
they're
stuff.
just staunch. Like there's not like there used to be like more like franchise cartoons.
Yeah, there's not
Have you
many
felt like
anymore.
there's not like cartoon like they don't make cartoons anymore?
Well, that's because usually the movies either...
They used to make them to like tie in.
Usually the movies have so many sequels now
Yeah.
that you can't really make a cartoon that continues the story or like takes place in the story.
I mean, but
Well, like
Star Wars has always been like sequels.
yeah, but there's no cartoon for
But, like,
episode 5.
we don't really get any.
Because
Well,
what's
they
the
didn't have
story
any-
for episode
They didn't have any
5?
cartoons back then. They just now Star Wars cartoons are more.
I'm just saying in general. Like, have you noticed?
I wanna know what Luke be doing, like setting up his whole Jedi Order that's gonna fail.
I want to know. All
That'd be
I
cool
want
shit.
to know is whether or not Grogu
Sebastian
died
Stan
horribly.
as Luke.
All I want to know is whether or not Grogu died horribly and burned alive in that fire. That's
No,
all I
no.
want to know.
Come on.
Did the baby burn?
I
alive?
hate the canon reason why the temple. It's
Okay, let's not get into that. now.
so dumb. You want to know why the temple
No,
was
I
on fire?
already know. You don't need to explain.
Patrick, you know why the temple was on fire?
Say yes. We doesn't
Because
say. it.
Kylo did it.
No, Kylo didn't do it. You want to know
Here
what
we go.
happened?
What?
Okay, so Palpatine controlling Snoke. Snoke shot a lightning bolt from across the galaxy onto the temple, and it exploded and killed everyone. Kylo Ren was just there.
So he's always been a good guy.
And then this was right after. This is like right after Luke attacked him. So he was there. He watched the lightning bolt blow up the temple, and then 3 of Luke's Padawans like tried to stop him, and he goes, "I'm stronger than you because I'm a Skywalker," and he blasts
Do
them
you
away.
ever
and
notice
just
like
leaves.
Rey is extremely forgiving of all those people that Kylo killed? Like
Rey-
Kylo was like a huge murderer guy.
Rey is an anime protagonist, where when in an anime, whenever they make friends with the old antagonist, they just completely forgive them for everything. Like for example, you guys familiar with Dragon Ball Z?
You never watched Dragon Ball Z.
Are you familiar with Dragon
I
Ball
am
Z?
vaguely familiar with people
Okay.
screaming in their hair.
There's a
yelling.
character called Vegeta. He was the bad guy in like the first
Yes,
part.
I know this.
He committed like multi-planetary genocide, literally Death Starred like a whole solar system.
Patrick.
He straight up Death Starred like a whole solar system, And then like for the whole rest of the show, they're buddies. They're just friends.
Okay.
Anyways, my point is, she's like that.
Who's
Where no matter
playing Google Snake?
no matter how
Definitely
bad
not both of us.
no matter how bad whatever the antagonist does is, Ray's just gonna be like, oh, it's fine. You're
It's
Oh my
fine.
gosh, I'm Ray. I got the lightsaber.
Also, I'm gonna kiss you now for some reason. That
What?
made
That
total
was-
sense.
It was not a romantic
So
kiss
Ryan-
according to the movie.
Ryan
Then why was it a kiss?
Because we needed to place the Raylo shippers.
So Ryan
Wait,
Johnson
what?
tried to make the movie that was like anti what the fans wanted, and then JJ wanted to make the movie that was everything the fans had.
No, that
ever
wasn't
asked
JJ
for.
who wanted to do that. That was Disney going in and went, we need to please everybody. Can you throw everything into the
Can you
screen?"
just
JJ
hard
was
left turn back in the direction we were going before?
There's like a lot of good stuff in here for the Raylo fans. So.
Anyway, yeah.
See,
My point that I was trying to make.
She kissed a
Was
mass murderer.
There's
So
no
that's
like.
cool.
Have you noticed? There's barely any like DC or Marvel or Star Wars cartoons anymore.
well, I mean, on Disney XD, they're still doing that same Avengers show that they've been having going on for like
Is
ever.
Avengers Assemble still? I thought it ended.
No, that
No,
one-
it's still going.
I know Spider-Man, that new show ended.
Oh, that was terrible.
Yeah, but
With
that show's
maximum
god awful. That's one of the worst
Tucker,
animation I've ever
Tucker.
seen.
Would you rather watch
Well, it
Teen
was super
Titans or Clone Wars or Craig in the Creek? Clearly, Craig.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
the creatures
that Avengers show ended.
Oh,
Modern
when did it end?
cartoons are-
2019.
Oh, okay, so it probably ended when Endgame came
It's
out.
like 2 years ago. Yeah, so that ended 2 years ago. Spider-Man ended last year. We don't get any new cartoons.
Yeah. Because there
hasn't
there
been
were
a Batman
a lot.
cartoon.
There were a bunch.
There used to be like a bunch of them. Like
Yeah,
Teen
there was
there hasn't
Goes,
like Teen Titans Go is
still
obviously
going.
still airing, but
You
like
just-
that barely
Yeah.
counts.
There was Spider-Man. Oh, there was Ultimate Spider-Man.
You
There
just
There was
want
Earth's Mightiest
cartoons.
Heroes. Those were going on at the same
Yeah.
time.
Well, they still do like animated movies and
Dang
stuff.
Okay,
And then when
that's not the same.
when Earth's Mightiest Heroes
Basically
ended, they
the same.
started doing Avengers Assembled, which is way worse, and
yeah,
we stopped watching it.
Oh no!
And then
we're
they
doing,
started doing that other Spider-Man show, which is I tried to watch one episode. The animation was literally so bad. I just
It's
couldn't
really
watch
No,
it.
now they're
Yeah.
making Avengers Mech Strike.
What's that?
I don't know, but I know it's a cartoon that they're making where all the Avengers
Okay,
are
cool.
mechs.
Hang on. I'm trying to figure out.
That show's called Avengers Toy Sales. That's Avengers
Oh,
Toy
here we
Sales.
go. Anime. Let's see what animated Marvel cartoon we got.
Avengers Transform.
Avengers
the MODOK adult. You know, like even if
That actually looks fun.
like even like if you look at DC, like it's been like 9 years since Beware the Batman came out.
Yeah.
Which was the last Batman cartoon. We haven't had a
I'm not-
Superman cartoon since the 90s. Like
Yeah.
Teen Titans ended like 15 years ago. I guess we have Young Justice,
Yeah. Young Justice is.
but that's so like sporadic.
Yeah, that one's really inconsistent.
Like, well, there's like streaming cartoons have like no consistent release schedule.
Yeah.
Like back when television was a thing, like every year you knew there was a new season of the show coming out.
Yeah.
But like now it's like it's anywhere from like 4 months to 5 years between television seasons now.
Yeah.
Hopefully, do you think they'll do Bad Batch every year?
No, I think Bad Batch is going to be a one season.
I don't think it's a
Come on, no, but they need a new thing.
I think this will be a.
I don't think those characters have enough depth to carry more than
Well,
one
you
season.
haven't seen
Well,
Bad Batch yet.
That's the point. You develop.
One of them is smart. One of them is Rambo. One of them is the Hulk, and one of them shoots slightly better than a regular clone.
But you haven't seen it, so these characters you're gonna love.
And one of them's got a screwdriver for a hand.
They are lovable guys, and you're gonna learn that.
But like, yeah. What if we got What If coming out?
What If looks cool.
Which
I'm
is
excited
cool.
for What If.
That I think that they've already said. That's multiple seasons
Yeah,
because they have to do every Marvel movie.
because you can do anything. Yeah.
Well, they have to do one for every Marvel movie, and they're pumping like 4 of those out a year. So
Wait,
they're
so
already
this is
they're already a few
basically-
miles behind.
This is that show with the like the princesses like, oh, what if this happened, but like for Marvel.
What?
What?
Nope, never mind.
no, no.
Are you
explain.
talking about that Tangled show?
No, it was a show on ABC.
What are you talking about?
Once Upon a
Patrick?
Time?
Yeah.
That's
What?
not at all related in any way, shape,
What do you
or
mean?
form.
It's just Once Upon a Time for Marvel.
What? No, each episode of What If is like, what if this happened in the movie? Like, what if Peggy got the super soldier serum?
Are they getting
No,
all the
wait,
original
what?
cast people back?
Some of them, yeah.
Wait. What?
What are you looking at?
Hang on. Fill time.
This is the fill-in time song, because we gotta fill some time. Dibbity doo bop ba doop bop boop. It's time fill-in song. Alright, song's over, Tucker. What do you got?
wait, what?
What are you yelling about?
Okay, do you remember The Night Begins to Shine?
Yeah, the song?
Remember the song? Remember how they did like 4 different Teen Titans Go Night Begins to Shine specials?
Yeah.
They're doing an entire spin-off TV show based on that song.
I'm fine with that. The Night Begins to Shine dimension looked way more interesting than anything in the Teen Titans Go show.
What is that about?
It'll be about the night beginning
Will
to
it be
shine.
about the Teen Titans, or will it be about a new Night Begins to Shine related character?
Maybe it's a new song.
Maybe it'll be about the night.
Will
who's
BER
shining.
just
It'll be about a shining night.
Will BER just having to like constantly be making new music for it?
They've only made like 5 songs. And they were not even like, they had split up when that song came out.
Yeah, and then
they got
came
back together
for that
afterwards
special.
because they spiked in popularity overnight.
But yeah, like let's see, we got
Fame bringing friends together.
yeah, Teen Titans Go still. We're almost. Oh my gosh! In 2 years, we'll be at 10 years of Teen Titans Go. It's been going for 8
Dang,
years.
That's crazy.
Nice.
They have to be running out of ideas.
I mean, you don't really run out of ideas when your ideas are like barely even ideas.
Oh.
They're like
How
half
many?
ideas.
312 episodes.
Dang, dude, if it goes any
Bro, they're
longer,
gonna end up making
6
like
seasons, 312 episodes, 2 movies.
That's
How do you
as-
not make the same episode twice? Like at that point.
that's like as many episodes as like the first part of Naruto. That's a lot of episodes for a show with no plot. I
Maybe that's the point.
mean, Gumball didn't even go that long.
Oh, and the other of course DC cartoon that's in development is Bat Wheels.
Is that ever coming out? Hasn't that been in the works for like 4
You remember
years?
Bay Wheels?
Yes.
I remember Bay Wheels.
Rest in peace.
Is Bat Wheels just gonna be like?
Have you
Knight
ever
Rider?
seen 2 Bay Wheels battle? You want to know what? My friend actually
I know.
had them.
I had
They went
4 of them.
Bunk. That was
no. Most of the time they would miss.
Yeah.
But when
But
they
every once in a while they'd go bonk. and
no,
fall.
they're like rubber, so they just bounce. In the show, they were like metal, and it looked cool.
Yeah. Well, in the show there was also now. Do you remember Bay Raiders? All right. So there's in the Beyblade canon timeline.
Beyblade.
There are
let it
4
rip.
different timelines. One where the Dark Star fragment never landed on Earth, and so they just have regular Beyblades without El Drago and the other bad one that exists also.
But that means Pegasus is he still there?
He's still there. He's part of the regular star fragment. There's the second one, which is the one where the regular star fragment fell and the dark star fragment fell. And that's the one where Diablo Nemesis comes from, and the Lightning El Drago, which eventually evolved into the other El Dragos.
Diablo Nemesis is a good Beyblade.
Yes.
I have him.
He's super busted and not allowed in any legal Beyblade match.
Or is you know that one that spins for a long time?
Yes,
Like
Sagittarius.
No, the better one.
The upgraded Sagittarius.
No, it's Phantom Orion.
Was Thundercats
Yeah.
canceled?
Phantom Orion. Yeah,
He's like hacked. He
Yes.
wins every battle.
unless it's against the upgraded Sagittarius. Because in the show, Meteor El Drago, who evolved from Lightning El Drago, dies. He gets killed. The owner of the Beyblade gets killed by Diablo Nemesis, the Beyblade. And then the star fragment that was inside El Drago goes to the little green-haired kid, because the green-haired kid was like following him around that whole season for some reason.
It's like Kenny or
And then
Kente.
Yeah, Kente. And then his Beyblade evolves, and he still loses, but it evolves, and then he fights him too.
I remember that. He was kind of annoying. He was like
Anyways,
the worst character.
Then there's another dimension where only the light star fragment fell, but this time the Beyblades evolved into wheels instead of into tops for some reason.
We should do a live stream of Beyblade.
Hang on, keep
Beyblade
going.
fight.
I just want to. All right, try to finish this up in like a minute, so I can go to the bathroom.
Hey, you're the one who wanted to spare time for some reason.
I was just trying to figure
Then-
out whether this Night Begins to Hike streak was real, but it is.
Then that was just the Bay Wheels one. That show ended after 1 season. That one didn't go anywhere. Then there was Bay Raiders. Okay, I think we actually still have them too. But Bay
Are
Raiders.
those ones with like the people on top?
No. So it was like a. Do you remember Legends of Chima? Okay, never mind. Basically, it was this little thing, and you'd rev the wheel up, and you'd slam this button down, and the wheel's going backwards, and it's got a plastic shell, so it slides. So the thing is, you hit this little knob, and it drops a token, and then there's Velcro around the token, and there's Velcro on the front of the Bay Raider. You catch it in the little button shooter thing, rev it up again, slam it, grab the token, pull it back. The goal is to grab 5 of your character's tokens before your opponent does. They made a show about that, which lasted 3 seasons. That's the Beyblade.
Is it part of the same universe?
Yeah, also they killed God in both. That's not important.
Well,
Oh, and then there's the Beyblade Shotgun Steel, which is a continuation of the second timeline I talked about.
which I mean, it's fine, but the actual...
And that one, Jenga became God. which
The
is
actual
also weird.
toys, though, are terrible.
Well, the regular ones are cool, and then all the other ones are stupid.
Like the plastic ones. We
We
started with plastic Beyblades.
Yeah.
And then we decided those were bad.
And then they went back to...
And then I think Metal Fury, Metal Masters.
Well, I didn't
Metal,
even talk about the new timeline at all. I haven't caught up with it. So I
Yeah,
don't know what's going
Metal
on. with those.
Fusion, Metal Masters, Metal Fury. Wait.
Metal Fury. Yeah.
Metal
It was
Fury.
Metal Fusion, Metal
Yeah,
Masters,
Fusion,
Metal
Metal Fury.
Fury,
Those are the only
Shotgun
good-
Steel,
Shotgun Steel was good.
then Burst.
The tops were actually good. They could actually fight the regular
Shotgun
ones.
Steel was pretty cool.
Okay.
And
then-
you could even take 2 metal parts, to put 2 of the metal parts together, and make just an absolutely broken
It would kill
Beyblade that would
every other
never
Beyblade.
lose.
And now everything after that is just.
Everything after that was stupid.
Yeah. You could fight all the
Shotgun
other
Steel
ones.
had a pretty dope theme.
In,
Yeah.
in tournaments.
They all have pretty dope
Let's
themes.
play the Shotgun
In the
Steel.
tournaments, you could fight Metal Masters, Metal Fusion, Metal Fury, Beyblades.
All the ones up until the most recent reboot.
I got it.
Because those ones would just get. It's awful.
Look at that logo section.
What happened to like the good ones? Like
Let's do
The one
Metal
song they had for
Masters.
all the other seasons.
yeah.
Masters theme song.
It doesn't. They're all the same theme song except for that one.
I know.
So you don't
Yeah,
have to look
it's
at
literally-
Masters. They're all the same.
Wait, crap, no, it's not.
Yeah.
Bro, that's bringing back memories.
This is the best anime.
It's one of the 2 anime you've seen.
I've seen this in Pokemon.
Yeah, me too.
Is the Pokemon show anywhere? Like, can you watch it?
It's on Netflix exclusively now.
Is it?
It's actually really
Isn't
good.
it? Don't they have an original one too? Isn't
Yeah.
They have the normal one, and then also they have their own.
Yeah, they have like a
Pokemon anime?
Pokemon spin-off that's going on. But no, the current like Pokemon anime that's running, the animation in it is like insane.
Is it on Netflix?
Yeah. So this is just for context. A normal anime has maybe 5 or 6 seconds per episode of
Is
what is
it
called
Journeys?
Sakuga. Yeah. Of what is called Sakuga.
Journeys is the original one, and then
Then they have a spin-off as well.
Netflix original series.
yeah, Journeys is the original one, and then does
No.
Sun and Moon Ultra League. I say.
No.
Ultra.
Ultra League is the final season in the regular Pokemon story. And they're continuing it with like a spin-off in
Pokemon Journeys is the reboot. That's the one where it's Ash. And
New episodes
Yeah.
of Beyblade Burst Rise.
Yeah, that's the most
That's
recent
the new Beyblade that
cartoon.
sucks.
Super Mario Bros. Super Show is on Netflix.
Well, they're taking it off, but yeah.
Oh, that CGI remake of the Mewtwo movie is on here too.
Is Sun and Moon Ultra Legends good? They made 3 seasons of it.
I think yeah.
Indigo League is the original.
Any of the Sun and Moon stuff, they all had the story kind of sucks, but they all had like insanely good animation. Like
That's
for
a bunch of
context,
the movies on
most anime have about 5 or 6 seconds of Sakuga, which is like the really good animation per episode. That one has like
Oh, the one where there are more
like-
frames?
yeah, that one averages I think like 15 or 20 seconds of Sakuga per episode. So the animation is just like a higher quality for some reason they did it. I don't know why.
Spin-off series.
Anyways, what were we talking? What's next? What are we
Netflix. Talking about Netflix. Netflix has failed to meet its Q1 subscriber projections.
Ooh, they in trouble.
They kind of estimated too high because they had a big bump during the pandemic because everyone was at home. And
They also
subscribed to
thought that their
Netflix.
movie thing would entice people when actually no one
Turns
cares.
out the movie Yesterday did not entice the amount of subscribers they were anticipating.
Yeah.
But that they also announced that they plan to spend $17 billion this year on original content.
That's
That includes, of course, production budgets for all of their shows and TV, and then also marketing budgets, and then also acquisitions.
all right. You
So-
keep talking about that. I gotta go pee real quick.
No, wait. We have 2 more things, and then we
Yeah,
can take
I'll be right back.
Sam, no, we can take a break.
I'll be right back because the next thing is gonna take a while.
No. Falcon and Winter Soldier, we'll do it at the end.
It's just I'll be right back.
Sam, we'll do it big
I'll be
break.
right back.
Are we taking a pause or we just.
Alright, we're on break. Sam's gonna edit this part out.
Is he
there. Anyways,
movies.
what were you talking about?
Okay, Lucy Liu.
Lucy
Lucy
Liu?
Liu. I don't know how to pronounce her name.
Oh,
She's from
yeah.
Things. I believe she's in a Hulu original show. No, she's in Kill Bill, and the 2 Charlie's Angels movies directed by McGee.
Great.
But she has been cast in Shazam 2, Shazam Fury of the Gods, as Calypso, with a K.
That's how you spell it.
No, it's...
Yeah, I know it's with a C. I'm kidding.
C.
Anyways, yeah. What else? Is that it for her?
Yeah.
We're done with that.
They're not using like any like established Shazam villains for the sequel.
Well, I mean, he did fight like Greek mythology characters. Given all his powers are from.
But like they're not
gods.
doing any of his normal villains, like Captain Nazi.
Probably because his name's Captain Nazi.
It's modern to the times. They're not doing
bad.
Captain Nazi.
Doesn't he sound like a bad guy?
Captain Nazi or Mr. Mime?
Mr. Mind.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Mind. Who's the
Anyways,
worm?
yeah, I feel like there's a reason they're not doing that.
Disney is announcing that all California Disney parks will reopen soon.
Yep.
Well, so they'll open in a year.
So that's cool.
Get hyped. I know they're supposed to because Avengers Campus is supposed to open pretty soon.
Yeah. What is that? It's just like a replica of Tony Stark's mansion.
That's their big Avengers area.
Yeah. Okay.
They should have built Avengers Tower.
They should have. Just
That
a
would've
real Avengers.
That
Tower.
would have that would have taken longer than it is to build a.
That would have
Spider-Man
cost as
theme
much
park.
as like the whole rest of Disneyland.
That would have cost more than Disney.
But how cool would that have been?
They should have built like
Guys, look, we built a real
Or, you know
office
what,
building.
you know-
no, they should have
how
built
they
that
got-
warehouse from that they used as their base for like the second half of the Avengers.
Because they got rid of the tower. The tower got
No, the tower
They
got
sold it
bought,
off to what will hopefully be. the
which will
Fantastic
definitely
Four.
be the Fantastic.
I hope it becomes the Baxter Building, but that's not important.
Why would it not be?
I don't know. I just think
It's
it
either
should be.
it's either the Baxter Building or Oscorp. Like,
Yeah.
what is it? It's actually Jameson Financials, and they're doing banking.
All right. Anyways, Alfred Molina reveals Spider-Man: No Way
Yeah,
Home.
okay. So Alfred Molina was interviewed by Variety, I believe,
Mhm.
and he was talking about Promising Young Woman, which I think he was in. It's Oscar season, so that's why he was there. But he was talking about how like he was cast in the movie, and they like made him shut up, and they like made him sign a contract that he wouldn't say anything. And then it was leaked online, and then in the interview he was like, "I already shot all my scenes, so who cares?"
Yeah,
So
they can't do anything now.
Then he was just talking about it. So he said it picks up right where his story in Spider-Man 2 leaves off.
Oh, so
Which, if you've seen
where
Spider-Man
he
2,
dies.
he's dead. And then he asked John Watts, the director, about it. And he said, and John Watts told him that in this universe no one really dies, which is kind of true.
Unless you're Tony Stark.
I mean, they can just kind of say like his arms like clawed him out of the lake.
No, what they'll say is that thing that he got sucked into warped into another
He
dimension.
just fell into the ocean though.
No, because that thing fell into the ocean.
The sun, his micro
Yeah, his
sun?
micro sun. They're gonna say this is what they're going to say. They're going to say it made a black hole or a wormhole or something like that. He fell into it. He was stuck in between
Oh, did you
dimensions for
start
like
my camera?
I don't know.
Where are we in this?
Yeah, that's her. He's been
We're in movies now.
he's been stuck in between dimensions for like 20 years, and he's just gonna like pop out in the MCU. That's what they're gonna do.
But yeah, he was talking about it. He said because it's been like 17 years since Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm like 60 something now.
Yeah.
I can't do the physicality. And then he was like, then he realized that playing Doc Ock is mostly just like staring menacingly, and then the arms do everything.
Yeah, he doesn't even have to do
So he
anything.
doesn't really have to do much. He also asked him, like, because he's like 20 years older. He was like, "How are you gonna do that? I'm older now." And they were just like, "We'll just do what they did. We'll just do it."
We're Disney.
They said they digitally de-age him.
Yeah.
Is the point. So I guess they're gonna just say that this is a direct follow-up to those Raimi movies, like take place immediately after.
If you ignore the third one.
No, I think they're gonna acknowledge the third one.
Well,
You
if it's
have to.
If it's picking up from his story in 2, then that's not about
But
the
it-
third.
Well, it's picking up from
But we
Doc
have
Ock's
a different
story.
Spider-Man now.
Are they gonna digitally de-age Tobey Maguire
I would
also?
assume so.
It doesn't make sense. Why not just make them older?
Well, I think he's gonna be. I don't think he'll be out of the suit very much, so I don't think he'll need to.
I think they'll both just be older.
I think they'll digitally de-age both of them.
And why would they go through all that trouble? That doesn't make
Sam,
sense.
they digitally de-aged like Jeremy Renner in those movies, and he's not even that old.
Yeah, it's dumb. Anyways,
Anyway, so yeah, he also said that he said something else. I forget what it was, but yeah, I guess so. This is like he's in it. We know it's him.
yeah,
Tobey Maguire, 100% confirmed.
yeah.
What are you even doing?
All right, Superman's 83rd anniversary this week.
Happy 83rd birthday.
Happy 83rd
Superman.
birthday, Superman.
I wish they would make good movies and good shows and good
they
comics
would make
about
good
you.
media for you.
Because
they
he's a
can't.
good superhero.
Unfortunately,
He's the
you're
best
too
superhero.
overpowered and no one knows how to write your characters.
It
so.
sucks that no one has ever known how to write. There's like 5 good Superman.
Well, I mean, he
stories.
was good in the just Snyder Cut.
Sorta.
He was, yeah. He was like.
He was kind of angry.
That's arguably the best Superman movie that they had him in.
Get out.
Yeah, well, what else is better? What's
Yeah.
better?
Superman the movie.
You mean that one where he spends 90% of the
Superman
movie as
2.
Clark Kent,
Bum,
not
bum,
doing anything
bum,
Superman
bum,
When was the
was?
last time you saw Superman?
A long time ago. What does he do when he's Superman?
Saves people.
He catches one thing and punches a guy twice.
He doesn't punch anyone.
Wow, way to argue for your movie.
He saved people though.
Not every movie has to have a million explosions and punching to be interesting.
Yeah, but it has to have something happen for it to
There
be
is
interesting.
things happening.
Really? What happens? Explain what happens.
I'm not gonna go step by step through the entirety of Superman the movie.
Just generally, what's going on in Superman?
It's his
world?
origin, and he goes to work at the Daily Bugle. He meets Lois Lane. Lex Luthor's got an evil plan to blow up part of California so we can do real estate schemes.
Yeah, see
And
how that
Superman
doesn't sound
saves
very
the day,
cool?
and he stops some crimes.
See how evil real estate
He saves a cat from a
schemes-
tree. It's great. It's a great movie. It's legitimately good. I'm not even joking.
It's not that good.
It's really good. It's the best Superman movie by far. But anyway, I was just saying, I wish they never know what to do with Superman.
Yeah.
There's like 4, maybe 5. There's Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow, which is good.
Yeah, because he either has to do everything or he does nothing. That's what he
Most
does
of
every
the
time.
good Superman stories are stories about him either being old or him being about to die.
Yeah, because those are where he's like.
That's
at his
where
least
he's his
powerful.
most interesting.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of potential for Superman in movies, and they never ever do it.
Yeah, I mean, like most of the animated Superman movies are good. Like,
Yeah.
All-Star Superman is good. It just has a really stupid title.
Why is it stupid?
It's called
Yeah,
All-Star
That's because the
Superman.
comic.
That
was
makes him
called-
sound like a basketball player.
Sam, that's because the comic was called All-Star
So
Superman.
change the name of the movie, or change the name of the comic. Change its name somehow. Its name is bad.
That's not. It was okay. It was called. All-Star.
I know why it's called All-Star
Really, why was
Superman.
it called All-Star?
Because he turns into the sun at the end.
No, it's called All-Star Superman because they were going to do a line of comics called All-Star, and they were going to get big writers and big artists to come.
Well, they didn't do that. They just got
made
All-Star
2.
Superman.
They did All-Star Superman, which was critically acclaimed. They made All-Star Batman and Robin with Frank Miller and Jim Lee, and it was hated by everybody because it sucked butt.
Can it be
And they
critically
canceled.
acclaimed bad?
The story's good. It's a good story. I just don't like the name. It makes him sound like a basketball player.
That's just the name of that comic book.
The name of the comic book's bad. Just because that's the name of the book, they didn't name the first Iron Man movie
No.
whatever the first Iron Man comic book name was called.
They just
Iron
called it
Man?
Iron Man.
That was the name of the comic book.
Yeah, but like the story, like they didn't go like each story isn't named after the specific comic book it is. Like Falcon and the Winter Soldier there's no comic book called Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yes, there is.
Well, then it's probably got a different story than what's going on in the show.
I mean, it
I
does,
guarantee you it has
because
a
there is
totally
one
different
called
story.
that. But anyway,
Wait, did they make a new story for the show?
yes.
Wow, they're doing original.
Everything
comic book
after Endgame has pretty much just been them making stuff up.
stuff? Well, because there's nothing left.
I mean, there's plenty left. They're
It's
just
called Endgame.
Well,
Yeah.
they take source material. They just like mix it.
Yeah,
up.
they just sort of.
but now
They
it's-
take characters and events and they.
But they're trying to make it cohesive and palatable for
Yeah.
a movie-going
Yeah.
audience.
The general audience, which is very.
Even though at this point, new fans for the MCU is going to be pretty much impossible.
Well,
You're just milking the same.
You just
things.
have
Yeah.
to watch like.
You just got to
15
watch
movies.
22 movies,
Okay,
an 8-hour
do you
TV
want to be an
show.
MCU fan here? Watch these 22 movies. Watch these
It's turned
TV
into the
shows.
comics.
Yeah,
They're gonna have to reboot it.
eventually they will.
Marvel's Heroes United. They're gonna reboot it.
Heroes of the future.
I can't wait for that movie. Anyway, Yeah, happy 83rd Superman.
Yep, that was a long.
I hope that it won't be, but I hope that J.J. Abrams produced Ta-Nehisi Coates' written film is somewhat palatable.
Wait,
I will
J.J.
throw up
Abrams-
in the theater.
J.J. Abrams is producing?
Uh-huh.
You
And
can't make
Ta-Nehisi
this stuff
and
up.
Ta-Nehisi Coates is
You
writing.
can't make this stuff.
Did you see his Captain America comic
Yeah.
with Jordan Peterson?
Jordan Peterson is.
Did you not
We'll
see
talk
it?
about it after the
He
show.
was the
No,
villain.
we won't
He
get
was the
political.
What?
Jordan Peterson was the villain.
So they took a Red Skull and they
And
made him an evil
they
like,
gave him a
social
Jordan
media.
Peterson quote.
And they put
10 rules for life is what it said on there.
I don't even have time to get into how stupid that is.
because literal Nazi and Canadian psychologist basically the same.
Basically the same guys.
Make your bed, kill the Jews.
Those are
Equal.
basically the same statement if you think about it.
Oh my
Let's-
god! I
I
can't wait.
don't want to get into it.
Can't wait for that to be a movie.
I can't wait for his Lex Luthor to be a man
Hey,
with spray tan who's
It's
very
better.
orange.
What was, remember when they rebooted the whole Marvel Comics universe and they made like Captain America so buff and muscly?
Heroes Reborn.
Yeah, the first issue of Captain America: Heroes Reborn was so bad it actually killed the original creator of Captain America. He actually died 3 days after it came out of a heart attack, supposedly because he read the first issue.
How terrible.
That actually happened. It was so bad it killed him.
Anyway, let's move on.
Anyway,
Shang-Chi. Did you see the Shang-Chi trailer, Patrick?
I saw a trailer for a random kung fu movie that for some reason has the word Marvel written on it.
It is a. It's.
It
the
looks
Karate
very
Kid.
Marvel.
It's the Karate
It looks
Kid.
very Marvel, but it also looks. I
It
really
looks
wish.
like Mortal
it looks
Kombat.
like Doctor
It looks like Mortal Kombat.
Doctor Strange ate Karate.
I was really hoping that they would lean more into like the hokey, like Hong Kong type action movies that like the old
Well,
one.
it looks like they're doing very.
But it's very,
Choreography.
it's very much just another Marvel movie.
The choreography looks neat, and the
I mean, the
camera work.
choreography looks
The
great,
camera work looks really interesting.
and I like the guy that they have playing
Shang-Chi and,
Shang-Chi.
and the Mandarin looks great too. Obviously,
Yeah, he actually looks like he's supposed
obviously
to.
they switched up his powers in this. I think.
Does he still have the rings?
Apparently, they will be rings, but they will not be like
hand rings.
There's gonna be 10 of them. They're gonna be like armbands
Why?
because they don't want them to be like Infinity Stones.
But why?
Because they just did a plot about getting gems for a hand thing, and they don't want to do more plots. about
Guys,
getting
we
things.
can't have two magic hand things. We gotta have a magic arm thing.
No, but I think okay. So
It's
Shang-Chi
different if it's on his
Shang-Chi
arm.
in the
you see.
comics has like one power.
Yeah, his
He's
power's to
really
punch.
good at karate, and he can duplicate himself. Obviously, what they're gonna do in this movie
Naruto.
is they're gonna give him the power to summon inner chi. Obviously,
Naruto.
I'm not joking here. This is actually what they're gonna end up doing. He'll be able to summon his inner chi and conveniently shoot lasers. All I'm saying is it's gonna be able to shoot.
All I'm
lasers.
saying is it's not Dragon Ball Evolution in the MCU.
No, it looks good.
Not at all Dragon Ball Evolution. In the
It looks
MCU.
good. It looked pretty different from other MCU stuff.
Yeah, I can't wait for MCU.
Well, they gotta do something different at this point.
Mandarin's a pretty big villain. They're gonna do
way
like,
bigger than Shang-Chi. You should logically be able to.
Well, they've switched it up. So Shang-Chi in the comics was the son of a Chinese emperor named Fu
handle.
Manchu.
He was Chinese Iron Fist.
No, he was
slightly.
he was the son of a Chinese emperor guy named Fu Manchu. They cut that out for fairly obvious reasons.
It's pretty racist.
That's pretty
No,
racist.
that was the actual name of the Chinese emperor.
That was the name of the character though.
That was also the name of an actual.
But the
Chinese
comic was written by a bunch of white guys.
I'm surprised
Same
they did this
switched up.
I'm surprised they're making this at all.
But they've made it his dad the Mandarin now, and now apparently
He's
the
gonna
movie.
fight his dad.
Apparently, the movie will focus on a fighting tournament. It's basically going to be
Oh,
Mortal
so it is
Kombat.
just Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Conveniently coming out the same year as Mortal Kombat.
I think it's the Karate Kid.
And Marvel's will definitely make more money. I think it's scheduled to come out September 4th right now. It's going to move.
Is it gonna be on Premiere Access?
I don't think so.
Is it just gonna be theaters? Oh my gosh, we're doing movies
I think
in
they're
the
going to push it
theaters
back.
again?
They're going to push it back a month, I think, not because of COVID, but because September is the worst possible movie release month.
Especially for a
It's-
Marvel movie.
No, it's
like,
where movies in general go to make no money. Like
That's why they put them if they don't want people.
why
to see
though?
them.
There's like so much.
Because
time to go see movies.
that's the back to school season. So that's
What
when people
do
are
you
most
mean?
busy.
There's-
so
No one's
one
going to
goes-
see movies.
No one goes to the movies in September. It's just like a fact. It's like September.
So all the
It's like
kids-
YouTube in January.
Yeah. September and
I watch
January.
YouTube in January.
Yeah, but there's no ads. in
January
Well,
YouTube.
that's because
is
people
the
don't
worst.
buy things in January.
No,
They
it's
just
because
bought things in
that's when all the
December.
advertisers re-up their contracts with YouTube. So there's like no ads, so that's why creators barely post in January.
Yeah, creators not posting anything.
Like that's why PewDiePie has taken the last 2 Januaries off, is because can't make any money.
January's poor month.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that's also the 2 movie graveyards are September and January.
yeah.
So Shang-Chi will move somewhere else to get a better date. But yeah, it looks pretty neato. The Flash movie has finally started shooting.
And this is not the Snyderverse.
This is not the Snyderverse.
This is
They
the-
revealed the logo. Do you want to see the logo, Patrick?
I do.
You want to see this pretty? It's pretty.
Here, just flip it around. Let me see it.
It looks like a CW level logo right there.
Look at that. That's the logo for the movie.
Wow, that really is just from the show, isn't it?
There it is. Look at that.
That
That's
literally
the one.
looks-
You know when the word comes up, it
CW.
goes, whoosh, and then the logo spins and it goes. Whoosh.
And
That's
it
the
looks
same
really
logo.
bad.
They did a little animatic, but they confirmed. So obviously it started shooting. Their director is locked in. It's probably more complicated to quit now than the past 8 have. So
How many have
Cyborg
they
is not in
actually
it.
had?
They wrote him out of the script.
8.
What? He's such a great character.
They wrote him out because Ray Fisher was. They didn't like him.
Well, I like him.
He did too much complaining.
He did
Can't
too
have
much-
that.
Can't have that.
What did he complain about?
He complained
Him
about
completely
Joss
butchering his
Joss
character?
Whedon being a jerk to
Because
him.
he is. Joss
Yeah.
Whedon's a horrible person.
No, if you can read the news article. He threatened to like ruin Wonder Woman's career if she didn't do that scene where Flash like landed on her boobs.
Yeah.
Joss Whedon's not a good guy.
He should
No.
never work again. He
I
was
think-
fired from his own show by Warner Brothers that he was developing for HBO Max, and they were like, it's because of creative differences.
It's not because you're a bad person and we don't like working with you.
But yeah, anyway. Michael Keaton's talent agency confirmed he's in the movie.
Ray Fisher should get a hug, I think.
Hashtag give Ray Fisher a
Give
hug.
Ray Fisher a hug.
Give Ray Fisher a hug 2021.
No, but he was great as Cyborg.
He
my
was.
favorite character.
But
in
they
the
cut him
movie.
out of the
He was
movie,
the-
and he's gonna be
yeah.
recast.
He was the best character.
Doesn't matter. We cut him out of the movie, he's gonna be recast.
And now he's gonna say booyah.
No, obviously Supergirl is supposed to pop up in this movie.
Great.
And Affleck's gonna be
Is
in it for a
Superman
little
gonna
bit.
be in it?
No.
So Superman's
We're
cousin
done
is
with
gonna be
Henry
in it.
Cavill. Henry Cavill's fired.
He's too
He
brave.
looks too much like Superman.
He wanted too much money.
He is Superman. Henry Cavill's
The guy playing Superman wanted too much money because we couldn't pay the guy playing Superman the money he wanted. Superman! It's too expensive.
We're just gonna not get Superman.
Well,
in
just
that
cut
movie.
him out, need him.
It's okay. Women are cheaper. We'll get one of those.
They're like,
They've said there's gonna be a bunch of cameos that we still do not yet know.
you know that really popular DC character, Superman?
The most popular character.
We can't afford him.
But
He's
we
too
can't
expensive.
afford his cousin.
We know we can't give you Superman.
Okay, how is it that The Witcher can afford Henry Cavill?
Because he didn't ask.
Because he's not Superman.
Because
in that.
he didn't ask for as
He's
much
still
money.
the
for
main
it.
They
character.
didn't ask for Superman though.
Yeah. He asked for more money because he was playing
Because
Superman.
he's
Yeah.
Superman.
Anyways,
And then Warner Brothers went, what if we didn't?
how about no?
How
I was
about
like,
no
okay,
Superman?
how about no?
Obviously, it'll be Ben Affleck's final time being Bruce Wayne in this film.
Good.
He will be at the very start and he'll go, Barry, you're a good kid.
Very Europe.
Now run off into time and come back and I'll look a lot like Robert Pattinson. Just ignore it.
Just don't question.
I've done a lot of working out.
He'll come back and Robert Pattinson will be the new Batman.
When you come back, I'll look a little bit more like a teenage vampire. Just don't worry about it.
And Superman will be black. It's fine.
It's just don't worry about it. It's fine.
Are they
It's just
actually
cool.
doing that?
Yes.
Why? Why don't they just make a new character?
That's hard.
Or just use
Or
Icon
they're-
is
they're-
horrible. No, Icon is DC. Just use Icon.
Why
That's
don't
not
you
as
use
recognizable.
Cyborg?
Then make him
Cyborg
recognizable.
should get his own movie.
You realize Iron Man was like one of
Then they fired Ray Fisher.
Okay.
But he was so good.
Iron Man was one of the worst selling Marvel comic books ever before the movie came out.
Yep.
So you know it is possible to take a character from the comics a lot of people don't know about and make them popular with the movie.
But what if we just
And now Robert Downey
And
Jr.
Icon-
makes the most money.
Icon is one of the most, at least from a superpower standpoint, one of the most interesting like black characters because his powers aren't electricity or being slightly stronger than a normal person.
I think we need to make a Black Lightning movie.
He already has. Oh, but his show's getting canceled. You know, I might as well.
Yeah, might as well. No, but because Icon can replace Superman. When Superman first got aware of him in the comics, he thought he was Kryptonian because he basically has the same powers. So just make
No, let's not do that. Let's just make Superman.
No,
black.
we'll just make Superman a different guy. Don't worry. Don't question it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, Michael Keaton is in the movie. He's gonna be Batman again. That should that should have been what they call the third
The third what?
it's not important. I don't even know
What are you
it's
talking about?
I don't know. Michael Keaton's in it. Flash movie. It's getting shot. That's cool.
Yay! I like how we mention a thing and then we go off on like a 15-minute tangent.
It's fine.
Out some completely
That's
unrelated
what the viewers
thing.
want.
Alright.
Vin Diesel will star in the Rock'em Sock'em's Robots film.
Yeah, so instead of making Real Steel 2,
Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
we're making a
film.
Rock'em Sock'em Robots movie with the guy from Fast and Furious. Punch because family. That's every Fast and Furious. Like, you know how I did the Flash season thing? This is my impression of every Fast and Furious. Because family. That's it. And then that's the end of the movie. It's a very short
I
impression.
cannot wait for the part where a blue robot punches a red robot in the movie.
That'll be my favorite part. You know how they did Godzilla vs. Kong?
Finally a companion film to Battleship.
You know how they did Godzilla vs. Kong? This is gonna be red robot versus blue robot.
Good.
And everyone on Twitter is gonna pick a side and they're gonna be like, I
Are
think
you
red robot.
red or team blue?
Yeah.
I'm team.
You left Twix or right Twix?
Yeah.
I feel bad for the person who's going to be forced to write the script for this movie. I need you to write a script based on something. Oh, what is it? This little toy. Make a movie.
All right, so we found this toy in our garage from the 80s, I think. Make a movie, thanks.
If you don't, in the next 3 days.
They should get the
5.
people who made the Battleship movie to make this one.
It's.
Remember the Battleship movie where they fought aliens?
I mean, the Battleship.
Just like the Battleship board game.
I mean, the Battleship writers probably haven't been hired for anything else.
Just like the board game. You know that board game where you blow up aliens and you don't just call out random numbers and your friend puts a peg in a pegboard?
Yep.
Anyways.
Theaters in New York can boost capacity to 33% starting April 26th.
What were they at before?
25.
Wow, that's...
They got a 7% boost.
Yay, woo.
Why 33?
It's like they were like, all right, we need to make it just a little bit higher, but not high enough that people actually care.
We're going from a fourth to a third, guys. We're moving up.
All right, guys. So I know how you guys wanted to open the theaters at 50%,
Because you cannot even function.
but we
without-
were thinking, what if we just put one extra chair in the theater instead? And chairs. All right, we're doing that.
And what if he only let you do it the week after the big picture comes out? Is that good?
Does that work for you? Is that all right? All right, cool. We're doing that.
Kristen Wiig and Annie Mamulo, who most recently starred in Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar.
Oh,
Remember that movie?
I remember the trailer.
Yeah, you too.
That trailer was really
They're
weird.
going to star in a Disney Plus original movie about Cinderella's evil stepsisters.
That's like the most uninteresting thing they could have possibly picked to make a movie about.
I wonder if it'll fail or not.
Man, you know those background characters that have, I count them, 2 lines of dialogue in the Cinderella movie? They're getting a whole backstory.
Woo!
Yahoo! Honestly, just watch the animated Cinderella 3 movie. It's actually good.
Or the remake.
Or the remake. I mean, it's
The
fun.
live action one's not bad.
It's probably one of the better of the Disney live action
Yeah.
remakes.
It's not great.
It's better than Mulan for sure. It's definitely better than Into the Woods. God, that movie's terrible.
James
What do you mean? Don't you love the song?
Actually,
that
no.
plays over
The movie's
and over?
the movie. It's not the movie's fault that the play sucks.
The song that just plays throughout the whole thing.
Into the woods. Into the woods. Even though one character goes into the woods once and that's it. Into the woods.
Mads Mikkelsen is gonna star in Indiana Jones 5. Definitely playing the villain because he's always playing the villain.
Who's he?
You would know him from Rogue One: A Star Wars Story. He was Galen Erso.
Oh, that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's gonna be the villain in Indiana
I always
Jones.
thought people just agreed to refer to him as knockoff Liam Neeson.
He's pretty cool. He's in things.
He's knockoff Liam
His
Neeson.
brother voices Grand Admiral Thrawn.
He's knockoff Liam Neeson.
They also announced the Spider-Verse 2 directing team. They have 3 directors.
Why?
The first one also had 2 directors.
Well, it had 2, right?
It had 3.
Oh, is it the same directors?
Let me pull it up. Spider-Verse. Sam, make noises into the microphone.
Wow, 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 wow.
Beep boop 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 bebop boop computer song. We're gonna release, guys. Just so you know, we're gonna release a whole album of all the improvisational songs that I come up with while I'm filling time. This one's called Boo Boo Bop Bop Bop
It's gonna
Computer
be
Song.
$50. Now
It goes like this: Boo Boo Bop Bop Boop Bop Beep Beep Computer Song.
Okay.
Are you done? Did you find a thing yet?
Okay, yeah. None of the original directors from the first movie are coming back.
Oh, that's a great sign. That's a good sign.
However, the directors are Joaquin Dos Santos, Kemp Powers, who co-directed Soul, so that's pretty good, and Justin K. Thompson are directing the sequel to Spider-Verse. Lord and Miller are back though,
Okay,
so it's
that's
fine.
We're good. We're good.
But Abbey Aaron is still involved. I don't know why he hasn't been kicked out of everywhere.
Look, we can't just kick people out.
All right, and
because
this
we don't like.
This is arguably the biggest announcement we've had for probably all of McDonCast history. Christian Bale is in fact bald. Why is this on here? What is this about?
There were set photos of Thor: Love and Thunder. He's playing Gore the God Butcher, and he shaved his head bald for the mocap suit, I guess.
Okay, great.
He's bald. It's important.
All right,
Look it up. Look up the picture right now.
Just what I wanted to see. All right.
No, shut up. He's bald.
Yeah, we get it. Next topic.
No. We need to keep talking about
All right.
this.
New F9 trailer.
Look at that, Patrick. Look, he's bald.
That's cute.
I already did an exactly perfect recreation of the F9
That's
trailer
Batman
like 30
right there.
seconds ago, so we're just gonna skip that.
You love the Batman trailers.
F9 trailer, you mean?
Oh, the Fnet. Whatever.
What are you talking about?
F9 trailer.
I already did.
Cars, things,
I already did it.
explosions.
It goes-
Han's back. They're going to space.
It goes brum, brum, because family. This is how they all go.
They're going to space, Sam. Are you excited for space adventures with the Fast and Furious?
It looks
gang?
so dumb, like with the part where like the
Oh,
car's
that's
driving on a
cute.
bridge, and then like the bridge breaks and it grapples on the bridge and swings around a cliff, and then there's like a rocket boost on the back that like shoots it up onto the cliff.
Who even cares anymore?
Anyways, tech time. So Patrick, I know you're excited today, and why are you excited for tech time today?
Because we got new stuffs from the Apple place.
New Apple announcements. There was how long was the event? Like an hour?
It was a bit, an average Apple event.
We're not playing.
What are you doing? Turn that down if you're gonna play
So
Snake.
we got some goodies. We got AirTags, which a
Have
lot
been
of
in-
people care about. That was the biggest release of this event.
They've been in Apple purgatory for what, like 2 years now?
So now, basically, the
I'm
only
still waiting
difference,
on that charging pad.
the only difference between this and any other type of tracker is that this is more precise.
Yeah, like
So
a lot
instead
more.
of guiding to you like the general area, this will be like, oh, it's exactly.
Actually tells you exactly where it is.
Yeah,
which
so that's really the
it's
only
actually
difference.
usable.
Yeah, so that's nice.
It also won't track, it has like safety stuff so that it doesn't track people. You can't use it to track other people because they were like, that's like creepy. So they made it so you can't do that.
Someone will have
You
it.
can get 1 for $30 and you can get 4 for $100. So
I'm probably not gonna buy that.
yep. So
I might buy one. I'm not buying 4 for $100. That's ridiculous.
hey, what do you mean? That's basically getting 4 for the price of 3.
Yeah, but who needs 4? How
Well,
many?
what if you gotta put a tag on all of your children?
Well, it can't track people though.
Well, maybe you can tag
How,
children.
but how would the
Are
tag?
children people?
Because if it's moving, objects don't move when you're not moving them.
Wait, so it doesn't track moving objects?
I would hope
What
not.
if someone
Well,
steals my
what if
keys?
someone's just driving around with your keys?
Well, then they're gone. Already.
It would say
It
no.
doesn't matter where they are.
No, but like,
Okay, well that's not really important. We don't really care.
Anyways.
so all it can do is track it.
No, so
No,
we got,
I don't know
not
if that's
this.
actually. It
We
just
got
said.
Apple TV. 4K.
It just said that they're gonna have features that keep it from tracking people. They didn't say specifically what that means. They just said it's not gonna be able to track people.
There's a new
I
Apple
think it'll
TV.
probably just ask you, is this a person?
No,
when
we're
you're
talking about
about
Apple TV now.
Okay.
There's a new Apple TV, and they made the old remote again and called it the new remote.
But this one, so difference this time is if you move your finger swirly motion, it can zoom backwards or forwards.
Which so it's like a combo type deal.
Yeah.
But people did not like the other remote because it was really hard to use. So now this.
Oh, and this one doesn't have the touch screen on it either.
Yeah, that's the improvement.
Yeah.
That's-
Because see, the thing is,
now it works.
the thing with a touch screen is you can't feel the buttons. And the thing with watching a TV is you want to watch the TV and not the buttons.
You ever try to use the Apple TV remote at night?
Yeah, it's
not it.
not the
So
move.
they gave it the A12Z, A12X, right?
The processor?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, it's one of those, and so it's pretty fast now.
Yeah, they did add a new. They did add something that was really cool. The color tuning technology, where you don't actually have to change the TV settings. If you hold your phone like up to the TV, I don't know how it works, but basically somehow it uses the color sensor in the iPhone camera and like puts colors on the TV screen in like a little iPhone shaped box, and it matches it, and then it tunes the output from the TV to make the colors like what they're supposed to be.
That is interesting.
So I mean that's cool.
Yep. Okay.
Tucker's-
Now for the
I don't
big
know what he's
news. we got the big news. There
Yeah,
was
this
a
is actually big news.
new iMacs that got in one. So basically, they put a MacBook Air inside of a screen.
They made a really big MacBook. They made a really big iPad
Yes.
with no touch
That's
screen.
exactly
A
what.
really big touchscreenless iPad.
That's what I was looking for.
And
I saw the
It's
iPad in the
still-
store and I was like, what if this didn't have touchscreen?
so it's thin, but it's also got the chin. So
Yeah, it looks so stupid.
Okay, the silver one looks okay.
So-
Silver one looks okay.
Wait, by the chin.
But it's so thin. So
Stupid.
thin. But
Okay, so
Can
all
you show me
the
a picture?
all the rest of the bevels are like normal, like what you would expect on a modern computer, and then the bottom chin is like 2 inches long.
that's not it. That's what we wished it was.
No, just,
What's up with this? Okay, it looks good. So if you saw this and all you saw was the back and the side, it looked great.
But if you see the front, the part you're going to be looking at doesn't look so
See,
great.
the silver one's not
Yeah,
that
why
bad.
is like the bezel on the
Yeah, why
bottom
is
so
why is the bezel white? It should be black. That's
Yeah, the fact that the bevel is white also
That
really
should-
bugs me.
I-
well, that's because you get the dark colors with Pro.
It is bevel. It's not bezel.
It is bezel.
No, it's bevel.
No, it's bezel.
It's bevel.
I'm telling you, it's bezel.
It's bevel.
That's bezel.
It's bevel.
It's bezel. It says it on Google.
It says bezel.
Well, whatever. I'm gonna keep saying bevel.
Okay, but it's bezel.
You've been wrong for 20
So-
years.
I bet they're gonna do an iMac Pro probably later this year. That's gonna fix all the problems with this one.
Or
and it's gonna
not,
be
because
called
they're
Pro.
Apple and they don't have to.
No, they're gonna make basically the exact same thing, but it's gonna be space gray and it's gonna have the M1X
If they make
and discrete graphics. That's probably gonna be the difference.
no,
Yeah, I bet Apple's gonna get into the graphics game.
they won't
Come on, they got it. They can't sell a Pro device without Pro graphics.
watch them.
Well, actually, but for the M1,
you got a
it's not
MacBook
real-
Pro there, right, Patrick?
Yeah,
That's
it's
a MacBook Pro. What's the graphics
It's
card?
got Intel integrated.
What's the name of the graphics card in that their pro grade machine you got there?
Intel integrated graphics.
Oh, that's right. So not a discrete graphics chip.
M1 has a lot faster graphics.
So what
than
you're
this
telling me is
computer.
that they're selling a pro caliber device without discrete graphics? Is that what you're saying right now,
Well,
Patrick?
they haven't updated the 16-inch though, and the 16-inch is what they put the discrete
Does the
graphics
current
in.
16-inch have a discrete graphics
Yeah, it
card?
does.
What graphics card does
It's
it
got
have?
an A and B something.
Oh, well, that's still not great.
Well, that's because their relationship with Nvidia isn't so hot.
What did they do to Nvidia?
No, it's like they don't coexist.
They don't get along.
No.
Well, did you see Nvidia's trying to buy ARM?
ARMS? Like the Nintendo game?
No, ARM like the
ARM, the chip manufacturer.
platform. It's a platform.
It's the one that their current architecture is based on.
Yeah, it's an architecture. And then
Just make a new architecture.
TSMC. No, they're gonna. The royalties that Apple pays to use ARM kinda
will
high.
go to Nvidia.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll go through
This
though,
would be like
because there's a lot of
monopoly type
non-compete like stuff going on in Europe. I guess
here.
America just doesn't care,
deal. That would be a problem if
because
they.
America stopped caring about
Monopoly.
trust busting when
Okay, but you see,
Teddy Roosevelt died.
x86 is dying. x86 will be gone in the next 10 years. Or
That's
5
why
years.
it's used on 80% of all computers.
It's gonna be gone though. I'm telling you. ARM is just much more power efficient.
And I'm telling you, people who actually make programs who don't want to pay for that are going to keep making x86 stuff.
No, it's gonna switch. Trust me.
Maybe it will, but not. I don't think in the next 5 years.
Did you see AMD's making stuff based on ARM now too?
They have been since that stupid Windows tablet laptop thing.
That had it. No, I thought that had an Intel chip in it.
No, that was AMD.
Well, that was insane.
That was an AMD ARM-based chip, and it was really bad.
I think
Sucked.
I think the worst part of that though was the software, like the
Yeah, because none of it was because it was all x86 running in emulation.
Yeah, but Macs do that, but they do it well.
Yeah, because Apple actually cares about making good products, whereas Microsoft makes experiments and then sells them to people.
Like the
And then Apple rips them off. And
like the Surface.
Yeah. The regular Surface Pros
No,
are
but
good.
the base one, the base model.
Like the Surface Go,
No, the base model Surface Pro.
it's fine.
No, it's like unusable.
It's fine.
No, it's unusable.
It has like an i5. Like
Okay, but if you
128
compare it
gigs.
to like an iPad, go for the iPad. Unless you want to game. Well, no, why would you game on a Surface? Never mind.
Yeah. Honestly, the game performance is probably better on an iPad Pro than it is on a
Yeah,
Surface.
so,
well,
I mean,
but
if-
the iPad Pro is more
If
expensive
you're
than a base
considering
Surface.
if you're considering
Oh,
a
right,
Surface, get an iPad.
Yeah.
Okay, next thing.
If you're considering getting any tablet and it's not an iPad, you're 8-brain stupid dumb.
That leads us to iPads, which got the M1 chip that all the Macs
Yeah.
have.
So I've been saying this for the last
iPad
year.
is a computer.
I've been saying that they're gonna put the M1 chip into the iPad.
Didn't make anything new.
Everyone's been telling me no, they're gonna make it A14X. And I'm
No,
like,
so-
no, that's stupid.
So iPads from this point on will always have like they'll have the notebook class chips in them.
Yeah. Also, what on earth was that that cinematic thing they did to? What was that? Why was he dressed up as like some other guy and then he had like a rubber face on?
We don't have to ask. those
What
questions.
was that? That was
But-
so weird.
Here's what we got from the new M1 iPads. It is capable of 5G, but don't buy it. Why would you buy the cellular model of an iPad?
If you are
Don't do
a
that.
dumb person
That is a mistake.
or you don't, okay, I would be perfectly fine with cellular iPads existing if you could pair it to an Apple Watch. Why can't? Yeah, leave the door open. That's what I've been telling
Okay,
you.
so
we gotta keep close.
here's the next thing. It got Thunderbolt support, which is
Thunderbolt
like
4.
Yeah, which is like completely necessary on an iPad if you want to use a monitor.
Yeah.
Or a or like an SSD.
No, so
or
you can
anything
hook up-
Really.
You can hook up the new iPad Pro to a Pro XDR display, which essentially makes it into a Mac Pro
So iPad.
because it has the same processor.
It can go now attached to what? It's a 6K display, right?
Yeah. It can
That's
upscale
You
to
know,
6K.
everyone owns a 6K display.
Well,
Well, it is $6,000.
so if you have $6,000 and you want to use your iPad, but the software still makes it so it's literally just a mirror.
Oh,
of the
I
iPad.
do absolutely hate that the new Macs are 4.5K. What resolution is that?
It's
Why is it 4.5K?
because if you make a Retina display and you make it 24 inches, 4.5K gets you that pixel density.
That's so. That's such a dumb resolution. Nothing's gonna be in that resolution natively. You're gonna have so many compatibility issues.
Well, everything will just be native 4K.
Yeah, Jill.
Because it's 4.5K.
Yeah. Well, nothing is made in
Well,
anything
they've
above
always made a
4K.
5K display. Nothing's in 5K.
Yeah.
And it has the same issues.
No, but you see, you know what I think's gonna happen in iPad OS 15? They're definitely going to fix the external monitor support. Because right now it's like, no, they're like the black bars on the side.
Yeah, it's
It's
disgusting.
atrocious. If you want to use, if you're like a pro, you want a separate space that's not just a mirror image of this.
Yeah, because it's totally pointless.
It's so stupid, right? So they're gonna fix that. You know, honestly, I wouldn't mind if you dock it. It just runs macOS.
Yeah, but that's really hard.
Okay, well, never mind. Just make like a
'Cause you
desktop
don't-
version of
I mean,
iPad.
they could do it, but they'd have to increase the storage by like a lot.
So just
Because it would have to have on it Mac OS
Okay,
and
well
iOS.
then just make it like iPad OS, but on a screen, so that it's like up there and it works. Just make it work.
So like Dex.
That's all I care.
You want Dex.
No, I want better than Dex.
You want iDex.
No, I want
Apple Dex.
iPad with external, like real external display
Yeah.
support.
I need to get a monitor for this because I need another monitor.
Okay, and then the next thing was there's like the center stage thing where they put a wide
Yeah, that's
angle,
cool.
They put a wide angle camera on the front, and whenever you move around, it like follows you. So
Yeah,
that's pretty neat.
The focus follows you around, which is really cool.
Yeah, and if like another person walks in, it like zooms out. So that's pretty neat.
Now, my question is, why wouldn't you just have it zoomed out all the time?
Because what if you wanted to follow you?
But
Small.
I don't make the iPads.
But I could see for FaceTime this would be nice.
Yeah.
Or yeah, that's about it. Now the only the 12.9 inch iPad Pro got new display technology. Basically, they call it
Mini LED.
the Liquid Retina XDR display, and it's the same basically technology as the Pro Display XDR, except
It's the
mini
iPhone XR screen with better backlighting.
Yeah, it gets like insanely bright.
It's
Peak brightness normally is 1,000 nits, and then if you watch HDR content, it goes to 1,600 nits. Keep in mind, the iPhone's brightness is 600 nits.
Yeah.
It
So
goes to 1,600.
The battery is going to be going real quick.
Did they increase the size of the battery?
They didn't say.
That
Which
means
is
they
making
didn't-
me think
They didn't do it.
battery going to go
Well, we can
Real
go
quick.
online and see like what the battery life is.
what the battery spec is. Do you know when this stuff comes out? When does it release?
Yeah, they said you can pre-order.
Okay, mini rant. Why has iOS 14.5 had 8 betas?
And why isn't it out?
iOS 14 didn't even have 8 betas.
I
Why
want
does
that.
14.5 have 8 betas?
I want Mask ID like now.
And they're not even on the GM version. There's gonna be a 9th beta.
Yep.
Why?
Because
It takes time.
It didn't take that much time to make iOS 14.
Leave him alone.
yeah, it did. But where is the part where it talks about battery life? Come on, tell me about battery. Did they just leave off battery?
There's
Okay,
no
here.
battery.
It says built-in.
They took the battery out completely.
What
It's
was
just
the-
a plastic shell.
What was the original size? Because it's at 40.88 watts.
I have no idea.
And that says up to
Hey
10.
Siri.
It says up
Hey,
to
Siri.
10 hours of surfing web on Wi-Fi or watching video. So it's the same.
Yeah, and that's the same as my iPad from
Well, yeah, but these screens are
3
like.
years ago.
But these screens are like a lot bigger.
Yeah, it's true. But the iPad is also a lot bigger.
You know what I would like to see? I would like to see an iPad with MacBook battery life. But you know that's not gonna.
Well, I mean, I'm sure if you
Because
just
those
turn,
things get like. 18
I'm sure if you
hours,
just
15
turn
hours.
like manually, just turn the brightness down, it'd probably get close.
What brightness do they test battery life on? They
That's
put it
true.
at, like,
they probably
half
put it at
brightness.
like half.
Yeah, so if you want to watch it at like unbearably dim, then yeah, okay, that's nice.
Especially with like how dark every show is now, like
You
shot.
gotta turn it up.
You have
If you
to
want to watch the Snyder cut in proper 4:3 aspect
The
ratio,
black and white.
On your iPad.
on your iPad, the device it was clearly intended to be seen on. So
which
it's
I
free
mean, it's the
4:3.
only device normal people would have with a 4:3.
It is
aspect
the
ratio
only
screen.
device on the market with a 4:3 aspect ratio that the average consumer would
So
buy.
Zack Snyder edited the movie on an iPad.
No, I'm
Pro.
convinced he edited on Filmora on his iPad Pro in his basement.
He's got
it's
Luma
in
Fusion.
403 because that's the aspect ratio of iMac.
So iPad was designed for IMAX content, is what you're telling me.
Yes.
Okay.
It also has a Dolby support, so that's cool. It's just something it has.
Yeah, whenever you try to watch normal like YouTube content on an iPad though, you get like bars like this thick at the top and bottom.
Yeah, so it looks really stupid, and you can't zoom in. It
No,
doesn't let you zoom
that
in.
would be illegal.
Even if the YouTube video is in 4:3,
But it's
it
really
doesn't let you zoom in.
It's really nice for like note taking and web browsing, and then you try to watch video and it's like, oh, that's not quite right.
Wow, the one thing I bought this for is pretty stupid on
Alright,
there,
are
isn't
we
it?
in rumor time?
Rumor time!
We have one thing in rumor time.
Wolverine anthology series in development at Disney Plus. Over
This
there at
could be
Disney
really,
Factory.
really cool.
Disney Factory has been cooking out some good shows lately.
This is what I would do if I was the one making. If I was making this, I would make this show where each episode is 100 years apart, and it's at different key moments of his life.
No, but they'll not.
Because
Then
Wolverine
it
doesn't
would be
age.
3 episodes.
No, he doesn't age.
But like he hasn't been around for 2,000 years. Been
So
around,
going to the future,
been around for like 200 years. It's like 2
or
episodes.
just change his age.
It's like 2 episodes though.
Did you know you can operate an iPad from 32
Okay, I guess
degrees
we're
to
back to
95
iPads.
degrees? It does not operate at -4 to 113.
Well, then don't bake it.
That's all
Don't bake it.
temperatures.
Don't bake your
No,
iPad.
no.
-4 to 113.
No.
That's everything between them.
No, everything below or above that.
Yeah. And if it's too humid, it won't work.
Well,
Also-
yeah.
5% humidity.
Don't go above 10,000 feet.
Wait, what's the current humidity? Let's check the humidity out.
It's got to be not less than 5% and
No.
not more than 95%.
Oh, the weather app on Apple Watch
Doesn't it say it's like 100% humidity when it's raining?
100% humanity?
When it's raining,
I think so.
right?
Is it not water resistant?
How
No,
humid is
I
it
don't think it
outside?
is.
Uh-oh.
Let's see what it is right now.
Don't get in the toilet.
Oh, there's 47% humidity right now.
So that's perfectly
And
fine for
it's-
the iPad.
It's not exactly raining.
So that's pretty good for the iPad. You can use it normally.
You cannot use it in Houston. It'll just explode.
It just catches on fire.
If
Like
you
that.
try to take it with you into the ocean,
Immediately stops working.
yeah.
Anyway, back to Wolverine.
The most
Anthology
important
show.
thing.
Maybe if it was like every 20 years.
I think
If you're making an anthology, there has to be large time gaps between each
it
episode.
would just be like various Wolverine adventures. I
Yeah.
think. Like this one, he's in the Revolutionary War. This one, he's wandering around in the Canadian wilderness and
Yeah.
probably fights Sabretooth. Most of the episodes will probably just him be wandering around Canada and fighting Sabretooth. Do you think this is in any way real?
Definitely not.
I think it might.
They're not going to debut the most popular X-Men
Yeah.
character they
in
have
the Disney
in a
Plus show.
Disney Plus show.
I think obviously they've definitely had
Well,
discussions
they did.
about.
They put out their most popular Star Wars character, and
Yeah, but they didn't know he was going to be popular yet.
they lucked out.
But it's almost certain that they've had discussions about what to do with Wolverine in the MCU.
And they're going to make a movie. Or
I think he could be in he could pop up in a movie and also do a show. I don't think
they'll give him a solo movie and then a team movie.
Does he need a solo movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Does he?
Okay.
Yeah. Why
What's
not?
the one thing we've learned from the MCU in terms of how to make a multi-film saga?
Magic
Disney likes
rocks.
money.
You do
magic rocks.
Magic Rocks, yes, that's part of it. But you do solo
It's a
movie,
multifaceted
solo
plan.
movie, 2-hero team up movie, solo movie, big team movie.
That's,
Yes.
that doesn't.
That's what
Well,
you
maybe you're just not computing
Every
this
time.
this strategy.
Wait, solo, team up, solo, big boy.
Whoa,
Yes.
whoa.
No,
Yeah. I mean, sometimes there's more or less than those, but that's generally how it goes.
that's only sort of the formula for the first phase. I don't want to talk about this right now. I just.
All right, fucking Winter Soldier review.
Episode 5.
Episode 5.
John Walker is fired. Oh, spoilers.
I mean, that shouldn't really be a
You
spoiler.
saw it coming.
We saw that. If you've seen the trailer, you know that's how it goes. Yeah, John Walker decapitated a man, and
now he's not in too good of.
Now the government's
and
not a big fan.
since Newsmax doesn't exist in the MCU universe, he was actually fired. And yeah, now he's doing.
he fought
other
first. He
things.
fought Falcon and Bucky and lost
Yeah,
because he sucks at his job.
which is like it's dumb how long it took them to beat him. Like, okay,
well, Falcon doesn't have a serum.
Winter Soldier went toe to toe with Captain America and like almost killed him like a couple of times.
But that's when he had all those Hydra brainwashing skills.
He had a knife and a mask,
And
and he almost killed him like 5 or 6 times.
Yeah.
And then this time he just like totally just got his butt whooped with Falcon's help for like 5 minutes.
I like how Falcon brought out his little cable again. You know,
Yeah.
he shoots a little cable out, and every single time he uses it,
It
just
always
the
backfires.
person always just grabs it and like throws
Well,
it
because
around.
think about it. Who has more like friction on the ground there? Because Falcon, the only like energy Falcon has in that scenario is the energy he has from momentum.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's a light guy.
So he has no friction whatsoever. He only has momentum. So if he's going really, really fast, he cables someone and doesn't stop, then it could do
But
something.
if he stops and then
But if he
pulls-
stops and cables someone, he's at net zero like energy.
What's that like negative
unless he's standing-
energy?
He has energy, I guess, if he was like hovering above a cliff and he falls down and pulls him down with him.
He's got a lot of potential energy.
But yeah, when he's just standing still, he has almost no potential energy. Whereas the person standing on the ground has friction and gravity working with them.
Falcon
think it's
probably
cool.
really regrets taking those guns out of his suit. If he had those guns,
Guns are too.
boom, 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 fight over.
Yeah.
But they broke his arm in a very brutal fashion.
Yeah. Well, did they even break his? Because
Yeah, they broke his
did
arm.
they just dislocate it? 'Cause
They broke it. He was in a cast. When they were pulling
but I
his
don't
shield-
remember it being floppy.
When they pulled his shield off, they broke his arm.
Yeah, that was cool though.
It's pretty spicy.
Pretty spicy meatball. But this episode, mostly character stuff.
Yeah.
Which
Falcon.
is good.
Yeah.
We got one more to go.
Yeah, one more to go. Falcon goes back home,
Still don't know who the power broker is.
fixes a boat. I don't think we will. It's either they're either gonna go, oh, it was really Sharon Carter, or they're gonna go, eh.
I think the power broker will be the first X-Men villain.
No, I think he'll be the villain of the Thunderbolts.
No, because the city that he's in is
It's
from
from
X-Men.
X-Men, but Power Broker isn't like an X-Men villain.
But why can't he be?
The first X-Men villain's gonna be Magneto. It's always Magneto.
It's not gonna. I don't even know how you do Magneto in current day.
What do you mean? He's bad.
He's super because he's a Holocaust
But
survivor.
have you heard the
He's
Magneto theme
super
song?
duper old.
Just no. All you do is you just go, oh, his powers make him live longer.
That's dumb.
But have
His
you
powers
heard
are
the
magnet
Magneto
related.
theme
That doesn't make
song?
sense.
Or you could just set it the movie like earlier on.
But, have you
But
heard
then
the
he can't
theme
interact
song?
with any of the current characters.
Yeah, you can.
Unless they just change what other horrible events.
Okay,
happen after
Sam?
the Holocaust. You can make him a 9/11
Remember in
survivor.
Dark Phoenix where he was played by a 45-year-old actor and the character was supposed to be somewhere around 68?
Yeah, because those movies are retarded and don't understand how continuity works.
And then
Marvel actually
My
cares.
point is, you can just do the my powers make me live longer thing.
Yeah, you can, but it's lazy.
Or it can just be like, oh, I was in a Vietnam concentration camp.
'Cause that's a thing.
Who cares?
They could make him a Japanese person who's in the internment camps. They
It
do
doesn't
that.
matter. It's-
Anyways,
But anyway,
Yeah,
no,
who
I think he'll be because they're obviously doing
Magneto's theme
Thunderbolts.
song slaps.
Also, I like so Baron Zemo gets arrested in this episode.
yeah.
No.
He was taken by the Dora Milaje, and I thought they were gonna take him to Wakanda.
But no, they took him
They
to the...
they just took him back to the raft.
I mean, that makes sense.
I guess.
Like,
Why wasn't he there in the first place?
what, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was in like a normal prison.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
No,
they
but
thought
he
because
was in
like he doesn't
isolation.
because he didn't have any power. He doesn't have any powers.
I guess.
So I mean,
He's still a pretty mean guy.
and he only really got
Mean
out.
guy.
He only really even broke out because they gave him the stuff to break
Yeah,
out.
but he didn't want to break out.
Yeah,
He wanted to die. He had no reason to break out of prison.
yeah. I don't know. Anyways, he's in jail. He's in jail again.
They're gonna do Thunderbolts. They're obviously setting that up.
Yeah, they have their fake Amanda Waller character now,
They have General Ross. He's gonna bring them together.
and
They got Zemo. They got Abomination.
They got Obama.
They got
Obama
Barack
Nation.
Obama.
Barack Obama, known character
They
in
got
the Marvel
Florence
universe.
Pugh. Yeah,
I can't believe they got him from his Netflix show.
I think
Red Hulk will be in it.
Maybe.
He will for sure. Ross whatever is going to turn into Red Hulk.
Yeah, maybe. I think
If they do Thunderbolts, they
Sharon
for sure.
Carter will probably be a member of it. 'Cause
No.
yeah, maybe they need female characters.
Not her though.
Why?
Maybe Red female Hulk, but they're not going to do. They won't do it. They
Why?
won't put Sharon Carter in. They just won't.
I think they could.
I don't think.
I mean, Bucky might be a member because I don't know what to do with that character.
He's not going to be a member. You think he's going to team up with John Walker?
Oh yeah, John Walker will be a member.
Yeah. Not going to
What
happen.
if the government's hey, we need you for a mission?
And then he'll go no.
But Sebastian Stan will go, yes, I like money.
All right. Anyways,
No, I'm not done. Okay.
The podcast is over. It's been like
No,
2
not
hours.
quite.
Of course, big cameo.
girl from Seinfeld.
Seinfeld, Julia Louis-Dreyfus showed up, and she's Madam Hydra.
Oh, I forgot about Madame Hydra. Totally forgot she
Pretty
existed.
much everyone did. She was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but I guess it's just not canon.
Wait, her, like, that actress
That
was?
character, not her, but that character was.
I don't think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is canon.
It's not. The Darkhold was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and it was completely different.
Yeah.
Bro, I watched that show for a few seasons and it got whack. Let me tell you.
Yeah, it got real weird.
They
real
decided.
fast.
Well,
When they brought in like all the other Inhuman stuff.
the dog's back up here.
Oh, I want dog. Bring it.
No, she's got hurt feet.
No.
She got herpes. What?
Hurt feet.
Come on, puppy.
Oh.
She jumped. Okay, you know how there's that tarp on our window downstairs? She smashed through the window.
She went through the window.
So she's got really bad cuts on her feet.
No. You went through the window.
That's why she has this cone on. Yeah, she chewed a hole in her cone. She ripped one of the tabs off that's supposed to hold it on.
Is she okay?
She's just been a real pain this last couple days.
She's eating garbage, but who cares?
Cena, you need to learn how to.
She also can't see very well with that thing on, so
It's not like she really.
she couldn't really see that well to
She
begin
was very
with.
observant before.
Cena, what are you doing in there?
How'd you go through a window?
There was a squirrel outside.
Yeah, you can
And
see that.
so she saw the squirrel.
Hey!
And was like,
Ooh, that's bleeding.
I can go through
Is it?
that.
Stop. Stop it.
Yeah, I think so. Is
She
Mama or
just-
Papa here yet?
She just
Yeah, Pops.
doesn't
Tell
care.
him to put the bandages back on.
Okay, I think we're good. We can.
All right, is that it?
Shirts and a...
All right, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I know you didn't, but thanks for watching. If you do, we'll see y'all
We
next
got
time.
a lot of podcast viewers.
We'll see y'all next time. Bye bye.